Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, at Undercity Comics. This is Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 202. My name's Sean.
Rene.
Nick.
And welcome to the show.
Hey.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, welcome back, Sean.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
As you guys can see,
Yes.
Bryan is not here.
No.
We swapped him out with Sean. He is doing his husbandly duties.
Husbandly duties.
His
due diligence.
His due diligence. And he is celebrating his wife's birthday. So let's say, happy birthday, Andy.
Happy birthday.
But first off, before we get into Andy and everything else, Rene, it is actually your birthday today.
Yeah.
It actually is your birthday today.
It is.
And I got you celebratory chips.
Just to pass around.
No, he's just going to share them with you.
I know, I was going to say.
No, they're for me.
I know. If you guys can't tell, me and Nick, our voices are a little off.
We're
I'm okay. Here,
Yeah. No,
I'll
I'm
pass
good.
it.
They're good.
No?
I'm actually good.
Okay.
But
They're bomb.
our voices are a little
I
off
like those.
for the combination of Disney and just, I guess, a summer cold, I guess. Or
It's the summer cold. That's what I'm going to go with.
yeah.
Fellatio.
Hey, you know what? You got to make that money.
Gotta make that bread.
You got to make that bread somehow. So that the light has to stay on.
I'll give you some gravy for the bread.
But welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah.
We're so glad that you came. We are at 241. Oh, no, 242 last time I checked.
Yes,
242. So we are slowly growing.
Okay, yeah.
Welcome. I know that we have some new listeners coming in from our shows, our live shows, and your friends and everybody else. I'm so happy to welcome you guys to another issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds. Like always, you guys can find us on our website at keepingupwiththenerdz.com. Find us on all of our socials on our on what is it? Facebook, Instagram, and X. Make sure to go to keepingupwiththenerdz.com at our website for the daily news and everything else from us, a couple of early videos.
I think Bryan said that the Whittier Comic Fest video should be up on the website first.
Yeah, so
Before.
All of our videos from Whittier Comic Fest, we had some awesome interviews.
Yeah.
I got to do Rafael Navarro, famously for Mucha Lucha, and a couple of, and also Samuel. You got to.
I interviewed a gentleman who did the cover for G.I. Joe, and he also worked on, what was it, Robotech, but not the ones from the 80s, because then he'd be much, much older.
Yeah.
But he does hold the Guinness World Record for most characters on a comic book cover.
Really?
Yes.
That is sick.
Yes.
I know. I do. I thought it was funny because I remember I was setting up the mics when you were doing the pre-interview with him, and then he goes and he mentioned Robotech, and then you went Robotech, like the one from the 80s.
There you go, Robotech. Yeah.
And then he immediately goes, "I'm not that old. I did the newer one that came out maybe like 10, 15 years ago." And and then you were like, "Oh, okay, that makes way more sense."
Yeah.
Because you were like, "Oh, you don't look that old."
No.
Like, how could you have worked on Robotech from all the way back then?
I think he said he was like
bye-bye.
40 something.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like in his
And then
late 40s.
you interviewed the art director.
The art director and character design of X-Men Evolution.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That
Very
was
interesting. Yeah.
That was an interesting one. And then Bryan got to do Matt. What was it?
The voice act. She's a voice actor.
Yeah. We got so he did a voice actor for Five Nights at Freddy's, also Clash of Clans, a lot of different stuff. I believe her name is Madison something.
Yeah.
Sorry, as you can tell, without Bryan doing research, we don't know what we're doing.
I'm just bad with names.
Yeah, we're bad. We're terrible
We're
with
going
names.
off the cuff.
Yeah, but we're super excited. All of that is coming out. You can go on to our website at keepingupwiththenerdz.com and go to Whittier Comic Fest tab and all of their interviews along with some information, where to find them and everything, all on the website. Just to jump into kind of the show, guys. How was your week? How's everything going? Besides being sick.
I know. Not too bad. We went to Disneyland.
We
on
went
Tuesdays.
to Disneyland.
Yeah, the nerds went to Disneyland. Sean couldn't come because his back is still effed.
Yeah. It hurts sitting.
I would have invited you, but I knew that you wouldn't have lasted. Disneyland,
Also, I don't think you would have bought a ticket.
No.
100%. I don't think you would have bought a ticket.
No. Mom, can you get me in right now?
I do believe that. I'm not sure if your mom was working.
She works there practically every day, especially on the weekends.
Because we ended up going to the Hollywood Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Where apparently she works.
Yeah, where the hot dog stand. It's
right next to
the Monsters Inc.
ride.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we went. Me and Monica we're alcoholics. So the first thing we did going into the park was we need alcohol.
Yeah, you guys couldn't get in at Disneyland, huh?
Okay, so this is what happened. We show up,
Yeah.
and Bryan showed up maybe 10, 15 minutes before we did.
Yeah.
He missed Pride Night rush getting in. So we had all of Pride Night, like, at security.
People were coming in, yeah.
And so as soon as we walked in, we must have spent at least 45 minutes.
Yeah, and during that whole time, we were like, okay, so we went into Disneyland and we just went on Star Tours.
Yeah, they were able to get into Disneyland, get on Star Tours in the time it took me to go through security.
That's terrible.
And it was so dumb, too, because the trams were coming faster than people were getting sent out of security.
Yeah.
So trams were going with like 6, 7 people. And you had like maybe like 80 people outside, like trying to get through. And we were like, this is ridiculous, man. How I was telling Monica, because Monica is like, you're sounding like a boomer right now. You're sounding like an old man.
Yeah.
And you're very frustrated. And I'm going, I better be getting a prostate exam when I get up there. I better be seeing somebody with a glove going, you bend over right now. I'm going to check you for some stuff. Yeah. And it was funny because as soon as we start walking up to the gate, I'm like looking up there and everything else. And then she's like, what are you looking for? Like, what are you doing? I'm going, I don't see anybody bent over. So I don't know what's taking so long.
I would have been mad too, having to wait in that line for that long. I hate lines. I hate lines.
So here was the other thing that came into our heads too, because it wasn't necessarily that they were pushing us over to. People were starting to exit.
Yeah.
We didn't even try walking over to Disneyland because when you have the pass, you have to be in the park for 30 minutes before you can walk into the next park.
Oh, okay.
So when we looked at the time, we were like, it's got 15, 20 minutes before the park closes. You guys are almost done.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight to California.
Okay.
Because me and Monica have done that before. When we've gone to Disneyland and then immediately gone to California, and then they always give us a problem. Where they always go, were you just in Disneyland? And I go, yeah, we were just in there. She goes, you need to be in there for 30 minutes before coming back. And I'm like, what? Okay, whatever. But besides that, we had a good time.
Yeah, we did.
So Bryan immediately is getting there. Bryan is like, I want to do the Grizzly Rapids.
Yeah.
I want to do the Rapids ride. And mind you, Monica has never ridden this ride. Yeah. So Monica's like, would I like it? And I immediately went, you're not going to like it. You're not going to like this ride. And so all of us got on the ride because Mandy had her scooter with us.
So we were able to cut through, and then they let us in and stuff like that.
Yeah, so we pretty much skipped the line, got into their handicap boat. And it was super funny because we go on the ride, everything was fine, everything else. And then we come back and the guy goes, hey, so there's not an extra boat in front of you guys, so I can't get you guys off.
You guys just want to go again?
Do you guys want to go again?
Nick's like, he says it out loud, we're already wet, might as well. And everyone was like, okay. Yeah. It was fine because we didn't get, we were a little
The first
damp.
time we didn't get soaked.
Yeah, we were a little damp. We got, my shoulder, my back was wet, but that was it.
Yeah.
My shoes weren't wet. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, we're good.
So the second time around.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what, exactly. Because when we hit it the second time, for some reason, I guess the waves or the way that the boat was kind of maneuvering around,
jostling, I don't know.
It just coated us in water.
Literally, the boat sank down and a giant wave splashed over me and Renee's lap.
Oh.
Like just covering our pants and our shoes. Nice. And me and Renee are just like, oh, why?
Mind you, we all decided, because I thought this was a good idea. We all decided to leave our phones in Mandy's cart and stuff because I was like,
I didn't.
I know you did. Oh, but yours is waterproof.
Mine's waterproof.
Yeah, but I don't. But I didn't. I don't want to risk mine. That's why. And so like the whole water just coats over me, and then I'm just like, God. I'm like, God. And I said the F word. And I was like, damn it, and stuff. And Bryan was laughing at me. But whenever Bryan got wet, he was just like, Brian was like, "Oh no!" He's oh god.
I was like, you chose this. You knew what was gonna happen. Why are you acting like this?
It happened at least 3 times
Yeah.
with him, and my shoes were just coated in.
And then it was
Soggy.
It was so funny too because then we got back, and then we were like, "Oh, I don't see the boat separation again."
Yeah.
And then the guy goes, "Do you guys want to go again?"
Yeah, they're telling me that you guys want to go again.
Yeah, they're saying that you guys want to go again.
Yeah.
And then I go, well, I mean, like, what's the record?
Yeah.
What's like the record of people of like riding? And the guy was like, "Oh, it's like 12, 13 times."
Someone said 12, but I don't really believe.
I don't believe him and everything else, and I'm kind of like deliberating, and then you just see Rene and them go, "We're not going again."
Yeah,
Nick."
we're not going again.
And I'm like, "Oh well, all right.
No,
Sounds good."
no.
But we
You're
had a good
wet.
time.
You're wet. You're
Yeah,
wetter.
It was fun.
It was a good time in California adventure.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
We all got there, and then we did Toy Story Mania.
Yeah,
Oh, how was that one?
That was fun.
it's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It's Toy Story Mania.
Who won out of that? Was that you, Brian? Brian got the high score.
I got the second highest. Brian got the first.
Oh, and then Mandy got the third one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it was you. And it was I think it was then Andy, then
Me.
you.
Yeah.
You have to pull the thing, right?
Yeah, you have to go like this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did your arm or your hand hurt?
It
at
got
any
tired
point?
after
Yeah.
a while because I was like, because I hold it like this. And I'm like,
No, man, I leverage, and I just do.
oh, you do that? Okay.
It's
Good
practicing.
tips.
Right?
Tips for next time to get that high score.
There's according
probably Brian.
to Brian says that there are specific like areas to hit.
Yeah.
Because he knows
That's what
he knows
Mandy
a few.
says too. Yeah.
She knew a few of them of like there's like a specific spot to hit.
Yeah.
And that's how you get like your high score.
The hidden targets.
There's like hidden targets. So he said he hit a few, and that's how he got his score so high. Because I got like I think it was like 168, and he got 228. So he got like an extra 40,000. In all fairness, it was super funny because I was with Monica, and in the first 2 games, Monica is like, "We're playing," and then she turns to me and she's like, "I'm winning," and then I looked at the score and I was like, "All right." Then the third game came up, and I was just like, "All right, let's do this." And then the third game, I just started going.
Yeah.
And then she's all having fun, and I tapped her and I go, "No, I was winning." And then she looked down. She goes, "It was 1 game. How did you get that high?"
I know. I was always like 20,000 points behind Mandy every single round we were doing.
At a certain point, I was just I was just running away with it. She wasn't mad. She was like, "How?
Yeah.
How did this happen?"
Yeah.
It was funny though.
Great sportsmanship. I love it. Crush him in the ground.
Yeah. And then we didn't talk about Brian winning. We just did
No, we didn't. That was so funny. Yeah.
because Brian won. Because I was like, oh, like I got like 168. I wonder what everybody else got. And then I see 228,000. I'm like, who the hell? And I'm like, that was probably Brian. This guy used to work here.
Yeah.
I can totally see Brian getting that score. We then got off. No one mentioned the high score. No one mentioned it. Like no one was like, oh, Brian got a high score. Like Brian, I heard Brian say it once where he was like, I got the high score, and we all went, that's nice.
Yeah.
And we just
Oh,
kept
Poor
going.
Brian.
we
Yeah,
would say,
yeah, whatever.
What's the? It's a Lazo. We were like, it's
Yeah.
a Lazo plushie.
It's Lutzo.
Letzo.
Because I found the Letzo plushie. It was heavy.
Yeah, it's a heavy.
It was a heavy plushie. It was like a weighted plushie.
Oh,
was.
nice.
But I was smelling it because you know how Lutzo
Smells like strawberries.
Strawberries.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It smelled really nice. How about you, Sean? What have you been up to?
Just been making magic cards, learning Photoshop, making proxies, putting my time at home.
What
to
deck are
use.
you trying to make right now?
I've made 5 decks already.
Jeez.
Find something to do.
I am, and I'm not just going to like the website EDA Trek where it gives you like a list of cards that are like, oh yeah, they'll work with this commander or anything. No, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to the Magic website and look at all the cards that have this specific keyword text, and I'm gonna read every single
I'm
card.
gonna go to your house and go download Adobe Cloud so you can edit videos instead.
I brought my laptop.
So we
where-
could do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I need to start.
doing something creative.
Yeah, the Photoshop was fun. I've been photoshopping some pretty cool like themed cards. I made like a Godzilla Biollante kind of card, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure one, some Fallout cards. The one that I feel like only like if you know, you'll get the reference. It's a mugshot of a mayor. Her name's Tiffany Henyard, and she's being investigated by the FBI because she's stolen millions of dollars from taxpayers, and she's not releasing any of the files or stuff. So the government's like, they're requesting it. We're coming in. So there's a card called Kumbal Profiteering Mayor. And I'm like, oh, when I read that name, I'm like, I'm just going to Photoshop her mugshot on this card. And that's all I need.
That's all it is.
Was
yeah.
So
It's pretty
funny.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
I started getting back into Smite.
Smite.
Oh, really?
I started replaying Smite.
That's from The Witcher, right?
No, that's Gwent.
Oh, is it Gwent? Okay.
Smite's kind of like League of Legends or
Oh,
Overwatch, but you're using like gods.
I remember that was
Olympian
free on
gods and stuff.
PlayStation. That's why.
The only one I'm disappointed I never got was God. Just like one that just said it was God, like just a dude with a white beard or Jesus.
Yeah.
We never got those.
I don't think they would.
Why not? Muhammad?
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Just
They
a
would
square block.
just one floating pixel.
Just a square block.
The
running
alt
back
skins are
and
just
forth.
like slightly different blurred variations of
Yeah,
the
it's
one
kind of.
pixel.
It would kind of look like Missing No.
Yeah.
They would just kind of look like the Missing No in the original Pokemon games, where they just look like artifacts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I really enjoyed that. Yesterday I went to go watch Lucha in Uptown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I
Because
heard
there was
you.
the Mexican, there was like
The
the
night
Spanish
market.
night market. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I was rooting for Sexy.
Thick.
His wrestling name was Sexy. It was
in
SEXI.
night market. Is that a thing that they're doing
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, or
Yeah.
is it every other Wednesday?
I think it's every other Wednesday.
Okay.
It was cool though.
Okay. Do they
Everybody
announce
was out
what
there.
the next one will be?
I think it's in a week and a half.
No, but like
The theme.
I have no idea. No.
It
I
seems
know,
like
but-
it's Latin American this year around because they had mariachi night before.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think their special thing is because they did according to Andrew, because I went with Andrew.
Yeah.
It was me, Andrew, his girlfriend, and Monica,
Uh-huh.
and it was 5 rounds. They did 5 rounds
Really?
of lucha,
Okay.
which was cool. It was it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. It's interesting to see lucha right outside, like in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
That was pretty fun.
Not bad.
And then I got to see Junior. I saw
That
Junior.
was sick.
Yeah, Junior was outside. He was selling his stuff, and I'm like, "How's sales going?" And he's like, "It's not Spray Farm," but he's like, "But it's good. It's good."
Yeah.
Which is right. It's not Spray Farm. But yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. The one thing that was weird was by the theater, they just left that as like a dance area.
Really?
Yeah, like it was just a stage with like cumbia.
Oh, okay.
And just people to dance, but everybody just kind of herded together because it was like the end of it. So there wasn't enough room for everybody to dance. Everybody was just standing watching.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of weird, but it was fun. It was a fun night.
Yeah.
Okay.
He mentioned you went on the Rise of the Resistance. That was your
yeah.
first
Oh, yeah.
first
That was my
time.
first
on Rise of Resistance.
How
like
crazy
it.
was it?
So for me, I never watched any footage. I never watched. I
Nice.
was like,
You
I
see
wanted
pure-
to keep blind.
Have you been on it?
Yeah. Oh god,
I've
blew me away.
seen pictures of when people are walking in and doing, and you see the stormtroopers, the lineup of the stormtroopers and stuff. Some of them move their heads, which trips me out.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
I did not notice that.
Yeah, I was walking by and one followed me like, you got a problem, man?
It's haunted.
So then I told my, because my sister, I hung out with my sister in the morning because she was the one that got us in, and she hung out with us for a little bit, and then I'm telling them, I'm like, so like, do the First Order cast members really kind of like give you crap most of the time? Because it depends what you do and stuff. So okay, I told them like, I wanted to kind of like, if they ever went up to me, I just wanted to kind of like push them so far to the point where they did this. Like,
Oh.
I was like, I just want to see if that can happen.
If
But-
they would like,
Push.
yeah, if they felt threatened by me because they were threatening me, and stuff. Because if they went up to me and be like, "Listen, I know this is fake, but what the hell are you gonna do? None of this is real. I'm about to jump right now. I'm so unstable, you don't know. You picked the wrong one.
you picked the wrong
You
stormtrooper.
picked the wrong rebel spy." But now they never went up to me, but it was funny because my sister and Mandy were laughing, and then next thing you know, the guy is like, "What's so funny?" I was gonna jump in, but I just wanted to let him do his thing. That's why.
The one that's always hilarious is seeing people that just came out of Savi's get on.
Oh yeah,
because they always have like lightsabers.
yeah.
And then he's like, "What's that in the bag?
What's
What's in the bag? What's in the bag?" And then they're like, "It's a laser sword." And he goes, "Like a lightsaber?" And like the guy, and like they'll be like, "No."
Yeah, laser sword.
But how'd you like the ride overall?
Overall, I see why people liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was very immersive. That drop did kind of got me, so I was like, I was all. And that was like the first time I guess Mandy heard me like legitimately
Have
scream.
a reaction?
Yeah, like scream and stuff. And then I went on Big Thunder Mountain. I've never been on it.
Okay.
That was fun, but a little nervous as well too, because you're moving so fast, and then there's like 2 tunnels that are just pitch black.
Yeah.
And you're still moving that fast, and you're not seeing anything. And it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, what if something goes wrong?
Your head just gets taken off.
Yeah, but I'll never see it coming.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, no, but that was fun. And then we what else did we didn't go on any other ones, because I knew that if Bryan and Nick showed up, we would go on more rides. So that's why I was like, I'll just hold off.
You could have gone on as many as you wanted. Like we went on like 2 rides with you and everything else.
Yeah.
Because we had gotten there pretty late because we got out of work and we went.
I did try a Disneyland pickle for the first time. That was really good.
Dude, those Disneyland pickles are bomb.
They're a little saltier than normal pickles, but I didn't mind it because me and Mandy were eating a turkey leg and then also eating that pretzel garlic bread. Cheese, like stuffed.
Oh, the stuffed cheese one?
Yeah,
that one's good.
She loves that one, and that's really good because you're eating those, and then like once in a while, like it's a good change of your palate.
Yeah,
you just take a bite of a pickle.
I love the pickle popcorn that they have at Cars Land.
Oh,
pickle flavor.
I've licked it before, but that's about it.
What do you say? What are you gonna say?
No, what was it? Did she get you the skewers?
No, we didn't get the skewers. No,
because like the trick is apparently because I've done it once where you get the cheesy bread, cheese bread, and then you because it's cut down the middle.
Yeah.
You then go to the place right across from Indiana, and then you get the beef skewers.
Ooh, I've had those skewers.
And then you get
before.
the teriyaki beef skewers, and you put it in the cheese bread.
And then you just slide.
And then you just slide it out, and then you eat it.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
Disneyland food hacks.
I've
Dude,
tried that.
Disneyland Disneyland foodies are fat as hell. Like they're so fat.
Oh, yeah.
Like
because that's what we did with the turkey leg. We ripped off a piece of bread and then got a piece of turkey and then just kind of ate it.
Combined
like
it.
Yeah,
I know, but I just love the idea of like somebody getting both and like having them both in their hands and went.
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Now I have another hand for my drink. Just so, the one thing that because I actually really liked Rise of the Resistance. I don't like it. I don't like it as much now. But I feel like it's because I experienced Rise of the Resistance when it was appointment only.
Right.
And the 2 experiences are 180s of each other.
Really?
I don't. Yeah, they're 100%. They're 180 of each other.
You know what's funny is that when it became the reservation part of it, when it first opened, I could never get a reservation. We tried so hard.
Yeah,
we could never get it, and I just kind of gave up at that point. I'm like, if I get it, if I don't, and then they changed it to it's just a line, which is fine because when we got there. When we left my house, it was 80 minutes. And then when we got in the park, it was only 70 minutes wait. And my sister and Mandy were like, that's probably the best time it's going to get, so let's go now. Yeah. So it's like, let's go now. I'm like, okay, let's do it now. So,
well, not only that, but also Rise of Resistance closes by 8.
Yeah.
You can't get on after 8
o'clock.
Like 7:30 or 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Basically, if you go in by 7 o'clock, you're basically you're the last group of people.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I say that I liked it more then was because one, everything felt more less herdy.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I don't like is I don't like that everybody's just kind of getting pushed into one area.
Okay.
Because it's smaller groups for the actual reservation.
Yeah.
You felt like it felt more immersive.
No, that's true.
And then not only that, but then the cast members could spend more time with you too.
Yeah, I noticed that the cast members didn't really interact a lot. I was expecting them to. Some of them were still in character. Some of them did.
Some of them are just like, dude, get on the ride.
Yeah. They're like, okay, how many? 3? Okay, go that way. Hurry, come, please, hurry. And they just want to.
They're just trying to do their job. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with them wanting to doing their job. They're amazing at doing it. But I liked them going and then them having that snarky attitude and then going like, how many will fit in your cell? And then just going like, I have 4 at my party. Get over there, you scum. Like, and it was because it was a lot of fun and everything else. And then once you kind of like go through the whole thing, not only that, but also, you know, the scene where you're going through the guns, that changed. They took that off.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you noticed when you're going through the guns in the ride, do you notice that you go forward, then come back, and then go forward and then come back? The guns used to move.
Oh, really?
So they were shooting you.
The guns were shooting at the ships. So the guns were doing this.
Yeah.
They were going back and forth. So you were stopping and going back and forth because the guns were firing.
Yeah.
That's what that movement is for. And they never took that out.
And apparently I got the fin, the animatronic fin that looked really bad because he was standing there. He was standing there. The one that's better is the one apparently that he's laying down.
Yes.
When he's laying down, that's the better animatronic. That looks more realistic. The one that's standing, he's all like...
Oh, dude, he looks melted.
Yeah.
Dude, he looks so melted. I don't know. I want to know who at Disney. I get it. John Boyega said some things about Disney and like and everything else, but they looked at it and went, "That's good." Like I don't know who at Disney was like, "Oh, yeah, forget that guy,"
and then
let it go.
It was cool because we were also even the waiting line, even the stand in line was even fun to look at. Like you're walking around, you're going through like all the Rebel stuff. Yeah, there's stuff to look at. And apparently, there's a lot of stuff to scan on your phone as well too. My sister,
if you have the wristband too,
my sister and
cool.
Mandy were constantly just like, "Oh, there's another one, and stuff." Yeah. But it was cool. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do remember people telling me there's a drop, and I was like, "Okay, where's this drop?" And we're going on in. And I'm like, "Okay, cool." And I'm like, "When's this drop happening?" Then they do the whole, "Oh, you're going up." I'm like, "When's the drop now?" When we dropping? And I'm thinking it's a part like during Kylo Ren and stuff like that, you know, like we're trying to get away from him and stuff, And then I was like, "Oh, it's gonna drop as soon as he lets go." And I'm like, and then nothing happens. I'm like, okay. And then we're heading towards the drop ships, and I'm like,
drop ship.
Yeah, it's in the name.
"Oh, we're heading towards the drop ship." Keyword drop. And I'm like. And so then I'm sitting there and I'm just like, it's not gonna be that bad. It's only like a couple seconds. It felt like 10 seconds for some reason.
It felt a little longer, yeah.
Yeah, and then it's to the point because it felt longer because when you're going down on that ride, you feel the butterflies hit really well.
Yes,
they do that really well and stuff. So I was like, "Whoa!" I was all, you know, like someone poked my booty. I was like, "Whoa!"
Hey, sometimes you have to pay extra for that.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't get a lot of extra things at Disneyland, but
overall, it was a good experience, good day. I was able to spend it with people that I cared about and stuff.
Yeah, man, we're glad you had a good time. Yeah, we all had a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad everyone had
32. Damn, look at you.
Not a grain sight.
Nope. Which is I'm always stressed out, so I don't know why.
They're on his balls.
Yeah.
Whatever, jerk. All right. Well, let's jump into the show, guys. We're going to be going into comic strips. These are stories that only take maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't need a whole lot. Let's see. You guys want to just get through the sad news first?
Yeah.
Donald Sutherland has died.
Rest in peace.
All right, well that's over.
No,
Donald. That's a huge one. Donald Sutherland is he's an actor who has been in so much work.
Yeah, I mean,
father of Keith Sutherland.
Yes.
Yep. Without him, you would not get Jack Bauer.
You would not have Lost Boys.
You would not have Lost Boys. Anything else? But Donald Sutherland, man, he is a treasure. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And unfortunately, he passed away. I mean, he was 86.
Yeah. 1935.
Yeah. He lived a long, good life.
Yeah.
You know.
He has a huge career. He had a huge career behind him. You know, earliest movie that I probably saw him in was Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
As soon as we posted Donald Sutherland had passed away. What's the first movie that you thought of?
For me, it was. Was it you that's in it? Beer Fest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Beer Fest. So Beer Fest?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Beer
his.
Fest, and then also The Puppet Master.
Really?
The Puppet Master.
You know what's funny? Mine's the remake of The Italian Job.
Oh, that's right.
That's a good one.
That's the whole reason I bought a Mini Cooper. That was like my first car, and I saw that movie. I'm like, I want that car.
Again. Yeah.
I don't know. Mind you, he's done so much stuff.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh man, the remake of the also, mind you, The Italian Job, really good movie.
Yes.
The remake of The Italian Job, still a good movie. I enjoy that movie.
That's good.
It's like Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg really made that movie really good. Him and also Edward Norton.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's when Mark Wahlberg wasn't just playing Mark Wahlberg.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Also, Edward Norton's a great villain. He's such a jerk in that movie.
Edward
and I love
Norton
it.
is a really good actor. He
Yeah.
can play both the bad guy and then just
He plays such a great villain in that movie.
He's a great
but
Nazi.
Donald Sutherland really did a great job in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you cared about his character.
Yeah, they made him like the father type, kind of like.
And you made him very cool too.
Yeah, and then you automatically feel the relationship he has with his
Charlize Theron.
True. Yeah.
with Charlize Theron, and then also with Mark Wahlberg as well too and stuff.
Yeah, and even with with Seth Green and all the
I forgot about
because he
Seth
has little moments with everybody. Yeah, Andre 3000 is in that movie.
I don't remember Seth Green being in it.
Seth Green,
Def.
was it Most Def?
Most Def,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, my bad. It was Most Def, not Andre
Most
3000.
Def, yeah.
Most Def was in it.
Yeah.
Seth Green was Napster.
Yeah, the creator of Napster.
He keeps on saying that he was the creator of Napster. He's like their computer genius. And who was the
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham is in that movie. There's a lot of really big names in that movie.
There's
yeah.
actually some good character actors as well too. One being part of the I guess like the Russian crew that they like had a pickle with. That actor, he's also in everything as well too.
Yeah, I know. He always plays the Russian.
Yeah, just a Russian. He's like,
Yeah, he always plays
you need
a
a Russian?
Russian.
Get this guy.
Get that guy. But yeah, I always think that movie. Donald Sutherland, though,
He played a great villain in also the Hunger Games.
he was a great villain in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
I'm really glad he was able to finish that.
Yes. Yeah.
I am really glad he was able to finish that because he killed it in the Hunger Games.
He did. And when they showed his death, it was very much satisfying.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
that's
very.
how you know that was good.
Yeah,
Good character.
he played a great villain, great hero. He was
Yeah.
a great character actor. He will be missed.
Definitely.
I don't think there's going to be one like him anytime soon. I mean, you see some of his art, his art in Kiefer,
Yeah.
because Kiefer does do the same thing where he get
Yeah.
that same kind of emotion out of you. But his dad did one hell of a job.
Just his voice as well too. Just
Yes.
like that calm,
Yeah.
Very powering
deep,
voice.
Yeah.
That is interesting though, because his voice does have that calm and like reassuring, but also maniacal.
Yeah.
When
he played
pushed.
Snoke. Yeah. When he played, was it Snoke or was it Snow or
Snow.
Snoke?
Snow.
When he played Snow and he talks to Cadis, and it's just when they have those conversations, he's just so calm and collected, but you just know he's menacing. It's very menacing.
That's
at the same
crazy,
time.
isn't
It's
it?
cool.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
It's so cool. So
He will be missed.
He's gonna be
Yes.
he's large body of work. He's gonna be missed.
Decided
But-
to die on my birthday though.
How selfish.
And I'm selfish. How dare you?
What a
You
jerk
couldn't-
off.
Couldn't wait to do more days.
Couldn't just wait one day, man,
Yeah.
or just do it a day before. I'm kidding.
We're sorry.
No,
We're
yeah,
sorry.
we're-
Our condolences.
Yeah. Have you guys ever been to the Alamo Draft House?
I haven't.
Alamo Draft House? No.
Yes, Alamo Draft House. It's like a they're movies for movie fat. Which are like people who really love movies.
Is that Tarantino's theater?
No. That's a New Beverly.
Oh, okay.
Alamo Draft House is like, so the idea of it is it's supposed to be like an upper scale.
So they play a lot of Criterion Collection movies?
No, they play brand new movies, but it's smaller theaters, all very high definition, comfy seating. You have a butler. There's like 32 beers on draft, board games, just craziness. It's all over the place. They have just been acquired by Sony Pictures.
Oh.
What?
So Sony Pictures now owns the Alamo Draft House.
Oh, okay.
So they have their own movie theaters now. So that's going to be
What was the
interesting.
thought behind them purchasing that?
I'm not
That's
entirely too
interesting.
sure, though. But
Why would Sony?
my other thing that would be interesting, though, is Sony now has a movie theater, so they can do their own movies. Maybe so that way they can.
Well,
show
kind of
their
like Fathom
stuff.
events.
Fathom events, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
I think that'd be kind of cool. But they did acquire the Alamo Drafthouse. If you guys haven't been to Alamo Drafthouse, we need to go because it's a lot of fun.
So that
I'd
makes
like
me
to go.
think
It's really nice.
when their movies get released, are those only going to be at those?
That's wild. I don't know.
Because
That's
Venom's the next movie coming out.
I'm
The
gonna
next
let
big
you know
one.
if it's only at Alamo Drafthouse, no one's gonna go see it.
That'd be
I would love to go see it.
Because there's only 11 Alamo Drafthouses in like the country.
really.
And we're a
Yeah.
state that has.
We have one. Yes, it's in downtown.
Where's that again?
It's in downtown,
L.A.
downtown LA.
Wow.
Right off of 3rd Street, I believe.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Has no parking. It is ridiculous.
No.
We have to find parking. Yeah.
No.
Just take the gold line.
You have to take the gold line.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
the gold line exits right in front of it.
Oh.
Perfect.
So literally, you get off the gold line and it's right there.
Okay.
So it's perfect. I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah.
By far, my favorite movie experience.
Oh.
Because not only that, but also they have specific drinks and food things to match the movie that you're watching.
Oh, that's so cool.
And their food is really good.
That's
It's
right.
really, really good.
Maybe-
Sponsored by Alamo Drafthouse.
Maybe we should just go see Venom over there then, just to kind of experience.
Yeah, why
it.
not? But Alamo Drafthouses, they're really nice. They've been around for years. We barely got one maybe 6 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But it's a nice theater. It's really nice, very small though. Like
Yeah.
maybe only 20 seats.
Ooh, awesome.
Oh wow.
It's like only
I
20
like that.
seats.
Very private
So-
theater-ish.
It feels like a private theater,
I
and
like
the
that.
screen takes over. So what they do is they have the screen in the middle,
Yeah.
and then all the seats are raised, so that way you're right in the middle.
Yeah. Cool.
So everybody gets a very nice view, and like it's not like you're looking at.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you sit.
Doesn't matter
you'll
where you
have a
sit.
good view.
Everybody has a great view.
Okay.
And the seats super comfy, and they also have the little lazy Susan,
Yeah.
the little like desk chair that thing comes out.
Yeah. Nice.
Also has a light where the drink holder's supposed to go.
So you're not just like,
Is that what you're not?
Yeah.
where is it?
We've all been there.
Damn it!
I have been there where I was
time
doing
you just
this and I
wanted
went,
to be
and then I finally did the where it landed, and I'm like, all right, it's good. And I let go, and all you hear is, I'm not getting up. This is where I live now.
This is it.
This is how I am. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, I wasn't sure. Did we talk about Blade last week? I was gonna ask you and I forgot.
No, we didn't.
Okay, good.
But I did. Yeah, go ahead.
Marvel's Blade has lost another director.
Oh, great.
It loses Jan Demirage. He was going to be directing Blade. He was working on it. They lost another one.
What is he from? What has he done?
You would have to look him up.
Okay.
I was looking through it. It didn't look like a whole lot. He was kind of an indie director, but the only problem was that they lost another one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I thought they
This movie's
put
never
it
gonna get
on the
made.
back burner now. It's no longer. A
it
thing.
is on the back. It is going to be put on the back burner. They are not. They're not pushing forward with it. I'm more surprised that the main actor is still attached.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think that's what we talked.
That's
about
what we
last
talked about,
week,
yes.
Where he's contracted, so they could be just waiting to
Because I'm
burn
wondering.
it out his contract.
Because I'm wondering if he is contracted kind of the same way that Mark Wahlberg was.
With what?
Oh, with
Uncharted.
Uncharted.
Oh.
Because originally Mark Wahlberg was
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he was supposed to be Nathan Drake. This was years ago, and he was supposed to play this. I think it was like maybe 10 years ago, 15. So then he had a contract that he was going to be in. It didn't say Nathan Drake. It said an Uncharted movie.
You were going to be in Uncharted movie.
And but the talks was he was supposed to be Nathan Drake.
And then what ended up happening, and that's how you get him inside the new one, because they then went back to him and said, "Okay, cool,
We're doing
Uncharted," and he goes, "Awesome, sounds great." And then he goes,
who got
and then he's like, "Who are you gonna?" And because he even says too, "Who are you gonna get as the other guy?"
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna get Tom Holland."
He's like, you can't be
goes-
Sully.
Tom Holland can't be Sully.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
And then he-
that's awkward.
And that's
And then,
when
then he thought about it. And he's like, "Oh wait, I'm Sully."
yeah,
He goes, "Wait,
I'm the old guy.
I'm the old guy
Yeah.
now." So yeah, that
Ouch.
makes a lot of sense on where you get Mark Wahlberg
Yeah.
in the movie.
Yes.
I would be okay if Mark Wahlberg would have been the villain though. instead of Antonio Banderas.
Okay.
I feel like Mark Wahlberg would have been a cooler villain.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this after Uncharted came out, and if Uncharted came out maybe like 5-10 years ago,
Yes.
I think a great casting for Nathan Drake would have been Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Channing Tatum, because he can do flips, he can jump around, because he's a stripper, but he's also very
He's a stripper.
His build is a little too big for me. When I think of
little bit.
Nathan Drake, I feel like a more medium-ish
Spidey?
kind of.
well. That's why people
Spider-Man.
the fan casting was Nathan Fillion.
Oh, totally.
Did you see you saw
The short
the short film?
he did.
That was like on YouTube like
Yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, right?
Oh yeah, but that was
Yeah.
that was a passion project that he wanted. He's been wanting to do.
I think he would have been. Yeah, Nathan Fillion, especially now.
Yeah.
He's a perfect. Unfortunately, we'll never get it.
No. God.
I would even say like the
When
voice
is Hollywood
actor.
gonna bank on him and put him in a legitimate movie?
I don't know.
I don't know what it
'Cause
is
Nathan
about
Fillion-
Hollywood studios.
Nathan Fillion
Yeah.
is like he's there. He can
Yeah,
do it.
he's got that charisma. He's got that.
You know what? I could see
that
him
charm.
doing. I could see him doing kind of like an action film, kind of like
Yeah.
what's it called? Die Hard.
Oh.
Or something along those where he's like an older
Yeah.
cop
Uh-huh.
and everything. I can
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
no,
Yeah.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Blue Beetle is getting a new animated series.
Yeah, it's
in
gonna have
development.
Sochi as
And
the voice.
Zolo is going.
Zolo,
to,
yeah,
Zolo
not
is
Sochi,
going to
sorry.
be the voice of the Blue Beetle.
I thought it was Cholo.
So is it Zolo?
Is it Zolo
I
or
thought,
Sholo?
I thought X is supposed to be pronounced as
Zolo?
CH.
Like a shut?
Sholo?
Yeah, X is like in Chinese. X is
Oh
chi.
yeah, because when Sochi, it's with an X. That's how you
So
pronounce it.
So Sholo.
Yeah.
Cholo.
Cholo.
Cholo. Okay,
Cholo.
So Cholo.
Lean back like a cholo.
So, but anyway, the live action, in case you guys don't remember, the live action
Dude, your burps,
voice
man.
actor.
Like,
Oh man, they're bad.
dude, they're circling around like
They're good. They're spicy.
he had a meatball sub and then also an Italian pasta salad.
I was hungry.
I can smell the salami in that salad.
It was so good. If you guys are looking for salami sandwiches or anything else, Fimentos. It's delicious.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it still smells good, and that's what's shockingly bad to me right now. Because he put down those chips and a salad and a meatball sub, and all I can smell
They're bomb.
is just the salami.
I like this. I like this brand.
it was the salami's amazing. You want to also try my coconut cream Dr. Pepper?
Dude, so you're still
No.
drinking that like
Bro,
weeks
I'm
straight?
In. I'm
yeah?
in. I'm in.
Yeah?
I'm 100%.
What about Monica? Does she like it?
Monica likes it too.
Oh yeah,
She
You
likes
guys
mixing.
mix-
She likes mixing it with
Rum?
Jack Daniels.
Ooh.
She likes mixing it with Jack Daniels. But yeah, I'm excited about this.
Oh yes.
I'm really hoping that they just continue. I want whatever they were doing in the Blue Beetle
Don't worry
show.
about.
Yeah.
I mean, in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I feel everything that they were doing in the Blue Beetle movie was perfect.
Yeah, it was a good setup.
Totally.
It's a great setup.
Yeah.
If you want to continue it in a show,
Yeah.
and then if you do another movie, go like, cool, the show happened.
Yeah.
The movie happened.
Well, that's what James Gunn's planning on doing.
and let's
yeah.
Okay.
we'll take all that
Yeah.
lore and we'll keep going.
That's
and
what
I'm
he does.
okay
Yeah,
with
that's what he's doing with Creature Commandos.
with Creature Commandos. Yeah.
And then what is it? It's supposedly Rick Flag Sr. is supposed to be featured in the new season of Peacemaker.
Yes.
Yeah, that live action. That's Frank Grillo.
Yeah, Frank Grillo is going to be is going to be
Rick Flag Sr.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the anime they're gonna do?
Oh yeah,
The
the
Isekai.
Peacemaker anime or is it the isekai?
it's the
No, it's
Suicide Squad.
It's Suicide Squad Isekai.
Oh, okay.
and
that's-
Peacemaker is in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a member of the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Well, it looks awesome.
Somebody was on drugs. That's the only explanation I have for that show. Like, I don't know any.
It's anime.
I don't know any exec that was like, all right, what are we gonna do for the next DC animated movie? And then somebody went, well, Batman Ninja did real well. Where? In what world did that do well? And then they were like, oh, well, what's big right now? Isekais.
Yeah.
So what
What's
about
the
if
meaning
we
of that?
Huh?
I never knew the meaning.
transported from one world to another?
Oh, with the Suicide Squad?
So that's the idea, is that they're from the DC universe,
Yeah.
and then they're going to be taken
Into an anime universe?
An anime universe.
Which is an isekai.
That's an isekai.
Yeah.
That's isekai.
Does it say specifically what world it's going to be part of?
Nope. No, it does not. But they've already been doing. But it's weird though. I don't know what DC is really like kind of thinking about these. They don't work. because they've already done it. They've already done it 3 times.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the 3rd time that they
Yeah.
do this whole. We're going to do Japanese anime. One was the Ninja.
Batman.
Was Batman Ninja, which also you were on drugs. Because the movie doesn't even make sense.
No, because at the end it ends in like a big old mech war.
Yeah, it doesn't follow one thing.
No, it takes a different types of genres.
It just goes like, oh, let's just throw anime at it, and let's anime will fix it.
What I was like, what are they going? Is with Red Hood. He was just there.
He was and he was in kind of like a Shogun, not a Shogun, the Ronin outfit. Like
with the hay mask.
the hay mask
Yeah.
and everything else. I thought that was kind of cool.
It was.
Samurai Champloo kind of like, vibes.
But
with
you know
that
what?
headdress.
That would have been so much cooler if you would have just went, let's just make Batman but Samurai Champloo.
Oh
Yeah.
Just
That would've
take
been better.
that
That would have been better.
and make it Batman.
Yeah.
That's
Big
all you
time.
needed to do.
Yeah.
And just play Nunjabes over the whole thing, and it's gonna work.
Or do what's it called? Afro Samurai, but with
There you
Batman.
go. Yeah. Samurai Jack.
Samurai
Yeah.
Jack, like go that route and just put Batman in feudal Japan
Yeah.
Yeah.
and just call that a day.
Yeah.
I feel like that's so much easier.
Would have
than
been better
going-
as a more flushed out as a series, like even a 4 or 3 episode kind of thing instead of the movie.
yeah,
You
because
know,
they also did it with this like
weird 3D animation.
the weird 3D, and then they did it again where the Justice League get isekai'd into this new world,
Yeah.
and it was Justice League by like Red and Black or something like that, or it was another anime that they
Never saw that one.
So it was supposed to be like a crossover between an anime and the Justice League.
Oh no, it was Ruby.
Yeah.
Oh, Ruby.
Justice League and Ruby.
Justice League and Ruby, and then they
What?
come over, and the Justice
Yeah, they
League
did
don't have their powers anymore.
Yeah.
And now they're in the Ruby universe, and now they have Ruby abilities. Dude, I'm telling you.
Okay, you know what? I
Drugs.
might
Drugs.
watch that.
The only thing that makes sense.
That sounds pretty cool.
It's not.
You know, I
It's
want to
not.
see Wonder Woman not doing Wonder Woman things,
really
but
not.
in the respective universe.
It's really not. It's bad.
It's like
just bad
Fortnite.
all
You
around.
know,
It's
she's got the
terrible.
Wonder Woman skin on.
Terrible. It's just terrible.
Speaking of
Terrible.
anime, let's do a little anime like talk. Since
You want to talk about it a little bit?
Well,
Anime?
because I'm watching,
are you watching?
the new season of My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's really good. I'm watching the dubbed, and right now they stopped at the dubbed.
Jerk.
I know. Hey, I've been following the voice actors since season 1.
No, in all fairness, I actually really do like the dub.
Yeah.
I like the dub.
So right now the dub stopped right where Class 1A is just about to take on All for One, and it stopped right there.
Yes.
That's where I'm at.
That is a great place to
Yeah.
kind of stop.
Yauma arc throughout that last 4 episodes.
Are you caught up on
No.
My Hero?
I don't watch My Hero.
Oh, you don't?
Really?
No,
Not at all?
I only watched the first season.
What, it didn't
And-
catch you?
Uh,
Or you're just
I-
watching other stuff?
I really enjoyed My Hero. And it's kind of I feel bad saying it. Well, no, I don't feel bad.
Is it the
I'll just say
audience?
it.
Is it the audience?
It's the fandom, and honestly, the fandom
no, that's
really just ruined it for me. And I'm like, you know what? I don't even.
You know what?
Take the fandom
I-
out
yeah.
of it.
I'm done.
Take the fandom out of it
Yeah.
and just enjoy it for what it is.
For the
It's a
story,
great show.
that's the thing.
It's
But
a
I
really good show.
completely know what you
I get
mean when
that.
you say a fandom turns you off on any sort of
Things.
watching a content.
Yeah.
Star Wars does that.
Star Wars is notorious for that, but we'll get into that later.
That was just.
Where he's because the idea that where he's at right now, in case you're watching
Yeah.
My Hero Academia, and I don't want to spoil it. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to spoil it for you.
Don't you dare.
No, the idea is that it's a superhero world.
Yeah.
And at this point, the villains have won.
Yeah,
Okay.
And now the heroes are in like these small networks.
yeah, small factions,
Like
or-
small factions, and they're trying to fight back.
and the country is losing hope in
Yeah.
in the heroes because they have been
And the
dropping the ball a bit.
Yeah.
Has the U.S. sent over their number 1 hero at this
Oh,
point?
yeah,
At this
they-
point,
they've
yes,
already done it.
They've
Okay.
already done that. And that was
She
great.
looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Her,
She has
name's,
a
her name's is
beautiful
Stars and
story.
Stripes.
She has a beautiful story, in
And
this-
I
in
love her.
this
I love
season.
her
quirk.
her quirk too. She can
Bend.
make. She
What's
can
her
bend,
quirk?
She can bend reality. So
She
she
can
She
her
can
wills.
bend reality.
So she can be like, oh, this table is soft now, and it's just like, or
Yeah.
or she could even do it to herself. She'd be like, I am bulletproof, and she's bulletproof. But the thing is, she can only do it 2 things at a time.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's-
That's the limitation of her quirk.
Okay.
But
yeah.
she can also put limitations on her quirk.
Yeah.
She can put limitations on her own quirk in what sense?
If I told you, I spoiled it.
Oh, okay, never mind
That's
then.
the thing.
But it's
Gotcha.
but that's how wild it gets.
Yeah.
It's really cool. She's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I love it. Stars and Stripes is really cool.
Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
And she's All Might's. She's the greatest hero's protege.
Yeah.
So he taught her how to be, because he spent time in America. That's why all of his moves are different states.
Detroit, Texas.
Yeah, that's why they're all
United
states,
States of Smash.
Yeah, because he loves the U.S.
But by this time, that the manga is over, right? Online.
Yes,
They haven't published it though yet.
they haven't published the last issue.
Okay.
But I do like, just off topic.
Yeah.
I love because the Deadpool writer really loves all for one. I mean, the whole like My Hero Academia thing.
Yeah.
So there was one where Deadpool is in Japan, and then he's going through his phone log to go I'm in Japan. Who am I gonna? I need help.
Yeah.
And he's going through, and he butt dials, like he calls somebody when he gets hit, and then as he's flying through the air, you see All Might come through the sky and like catch him, and he's like, "All Might, is that you?"
Wow.
And then he goes, "Don't worry, Deadpool. I'm
Here.
Oh wow, that's great.
That's hilarious.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great panel. It's so great.
There's my ship.
That's
who I ship.
That was in the manga.
It's in it's in the Deadpool manga.
Oh, Deadpool manga.
Yeah, it's in the Deadpool manga. It's
I
so
was gonna
good.
say, I was
It's so
like,
good.
If that was in My Hero Academia manga, I think the only way to do that is you have to cast Ryan Reynolds to do the voice. Like,
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
That would be so great. But
Yeah.
there was a Deadpool Japanese manga. And,
oh, that's right. I forgot.
and
about
when
that.
they did that, he then crossed over.
He crossed over to My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and then All Might helped him fight off his big bad.
That's awesome. That's cool. But,
It was really cool.
But so far, I've been liking My Hero Academia. I'm liking where they're going with it.
Yes.
Someone did spoil
Oh.
something about two characters. That,
Which ones?
The two main ones that have a certain love interest. That something never happens.
Oh,
Yeah, so I was like, okay, whatever. I was like,
it is what it is.
yeah, and I was like, okay.
It's anime.
I told
Honestly,
him, but I told him right before he was talking. I go, dude, I'm only watching the manga.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only watching the anime. I'm not reading the manga.
And then he was like,
"Oh."
"That's cool."
Yeah, he's like, oh, okay, well, blah 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 blah. I'm like, get out of the store. I was like,
Monster.
get out of the store. Get the hell out of my store. Like,
Should have thrown
Yeah,
something
it's
at him.
I should have.
The next one that you need to start watching now that you're caught up, Kaiju number 8.
That's okay. I got it. Okay, you know what?
Kaiju number 8 is really good, and Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling. And
Oh, yeah,
and
Solo Leveling was awesome.
And then Ghost Stories. I gotta.
Yes, and then you
Oh.
need to finish Ghost
I
Stories.
want to watch Ghost Stories.
Yeah, Ghost Stories just for fun.
Yeah.
That one,
Yeah.
honestly, that one you can just put on in the background.
Have you
don't need to
watched-
pay attention.
Just
to it.
throwing up. Just
Have you watched Chainsaw Man? Is that good?
yeah.
I liked it.
Uh huh.
I don't recommend it though.
Really? It gives me from what I've seen from footage, it gives me Jujutsu Kaisen vibes.
It does,
Yeah.
but
the
only-
fluidity of the animation.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
kind of the new standard.
the-
what people want.
Did you
Like
want,
the-
are you
like
caught up
that-
on Jujutsu Kaisen?
No, I'm waiting
Watch-
for it to be dubbed.
It is
Is it okay?
all the way up
I'll
to
watch
season 2.
it. For on Crunchyroll.
Yep.
Okay.
Same thing with the movie too. The movie's up there too.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Okay, I saw that. That's on Max.
Yeah.
The movie's on Max.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's good.
Yeah.
It is good.
Chainsaw Man.
It's not as good as everybody was
You know what
was talking about.
It was hyped. It was, but
It wa-
it didn't fall off from the hype because there's a lot of animes that get
I feel like it was-
overhyped and then they just go nowhere or you never hear about them again.
I feel like Chainsaw Man is overhyped. though.
You know what? I was just gonna
after the
say
second
that.
after the second arc, a lot of people have been like,
It's done.
yeah,
A lot of people have been.
It
telling
wrote its
me-
course.
A lot of people have been telling me to get back into watching Demon Slayer.
Demon
This
Slayer.
new
stopped-
season I didn't like.
I
This new
stopped
season I was kinda
watching.
meh about.
I stopped watching after the Entertainment District with the guy that.
Did you
has,
already do
like,
the
Oh,
Mugen Train?
the guy that has like all the swords and has like, all the
Three
different-
So
Wives?
you already finished Mugen Train.
I finished
and all
that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mugen Train was
So
awesome.
the new
Mugen
arc,
Train is probably my favorite
new,
arc,
The
though.
new arc. I haven't heard anyone talk about Demon Slayer lately. That's the thing. So-
Yeah.
It kind of fell off. Like
Yeah.
that's another one that fell off because it was a weak arc. Yeah, there's a bunch. Honestly, I think you would really like. I was reincarnated as a slime.
I keep seeing that, and I
think you
remember
really like
watching
it.
the first half of episode 1. My buddy was showing me it, but I was late at night, and I was kind of falling asleep because we just got done watching like Attack on Titan, and then we got done watching Angel Beats.
You guys just watched
Angel Beats.
Angel Beats is so good.
But I do think that you would like that one.
Okay.
I think you'd like that one.
Yeah.
Give him Overlord too, then.
Overlord.
Should I watch Overlord?
Or
That's
Overlord,
another one.
Overlord is
I've
fun.
been eyeballing.
It's just fun.
That one and Dr. Stone.
Yeah.
I need to watch
Dr.
Dr.
Stone
is good.
Yeah.
Dr. Stone is really good.
Yeah.
Just remind. There's this guy who made his own manga or
All right, well, screw
short.
comic
Yeah.
strips. This is what we're talking about.
This is more engaging.
This is way more
conversation.
engaging. Yeah.
He made his own story, and he got the smartest characters in all of manga.
Yeah.
So you have Aizen, you have Lelouch, you have Light, you have Dr. Stone, you have Shikamaru, and you have 2 other guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
In which anime?
This is like its own self-contained story.
Okay.
So it poses the question: what happens if you get all the smartest people in a manga in a room? What happens?
They all kill each other.
No, Aizen can't open the door, and when he first comes in and he introduces himself, he does like they feel the spiritual pressure, all right, and he's like, I'm a Shinigami. Ryuk looks terrified, like he's like, what the hell? How is this human proclaiming? And he faced through the wall. He's like, Light, I'm gonna go get some answers. He can't leave the building he's trapped in. So whatever this is like has multi-level, like a seal, something where not even Aizen can open a door.
That's
and
interesting.
Aizen is literally a god. So what is
Essentially, yes.
what is nerfing him, and how the hell did it get all of these characters together? They're being themselves in the manga too.
That's pretty
he did a great job writing them.
Send me the link for that one.
I will.
Yeah, send me the link.
It's so cool.
But my brother's boyfriend sent me the link last night for Solo Leveling because me and him were burning through it again.
Did you read it?
I haven't started yet. I'm caught up to where they are in the show.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm up to there because he said that's maybe 30 issues.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like,
out of 200, you they can probably
Do 5 seasons?
I
5 or 6?
I was gonna say 3.
Really?
I would say it'd be better if it was just 3 seasons.
Yeah, but you know they're not going to do that.
No.
But I do.
10 years later,
No,
season 3's up.
but I do think that one's really good. No, I really do think that one you'd really like.
Yeah.
Solo Leveling's
There's
dope.
a Solo Leveling I think you'll love.
So cool.
Because Solo Leveling is just it's an interesting story.
Yeah, because my favorite animes are the ones on like Brotherhood,
Full Metal.
Alchemist, Sword Art Online. I like both. Both arcs of season 1.
Do you? Okay, my question is: do you like goofy anime
I think
or overpowered protagonists?
I did watch this one anime about a guy that had to, when he's like this chubby high school kid, and then he I don't know what it's called. I just remember watching it, and he found this body he turns into is this tall, muscular, very attractive dude, and he goes back and forth when he goes to sleep and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was goofy, but at the same time, it was very much like a slice of life.
Okay.
So I did enjoy that.
The one that I would definitely recommend that's kind of in the realm of Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
No.
But not with the same problems.
Yeah.
Is I put all my points into defense.
Okay.
I don't want to get hurt, so I put all my points into defense.
Yeah.
That one's really cute.
Mob Psycho, you might like, because it's a great blend of
I've heard of
goofy,
Mob Psycho, yeah.
and overpowered.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
what about Fire Force? Would I like
Fire
that?
Force?
Yes.
I think you'd like Fire Force.
Okay, I've always seen it, and I never pulled the trigger on watching
The one
it.
that I think you would love, though, Prison School.
Prison School?
Oh yeah, Prison School, baby.
Yeah, I think you'll love Prison School.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Another anime I liked, which I think is unjustified. They should have gotten another season.
Real quick before you continue, do not
Yeah.
watch Prison School in your living room.
No.
No, I watch everything in my room.
That is
People are closed.
not safe for work.
Oh, okay.
mainly.
So
Oh
not
yeah,
here,
no,
obviously.
yeah.
Okay.
I would not.
Not even
like,
here. No.
I would no.
I
no.
barely.
It's as close.
You watch it
it's
under
as-
the sheets,
It's
okay,
as
young
close
man.
to hentai as I can give you.
It's so funny because that whenever I watch an anime that has a certain scene that insinuates, any
that when
sort
somebody
of
walks in?
sexuality, that's when someone decides to come in at the store. And
I love when that. Yep. Yeah.
like,
That always
that happens.
That always seems to
hell?
happen.
Yeah.
My mom's
There's
like, "What are you
always a-
watching?"
So again, another
both
anime
are-
that I liked that I wish they had one more can do one more season. Dead Man Wonderland.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was such a good
Seriously.
concept.
Yes.
And just even having like a really good reveal of who killed his
main
class.
yep.
Yeah,
I think it's the other one. You can also do Assassination Classroom. I think you like
that one-
Assassination Classroom.
You know what?
that
I
one
saw
was
that one.
nice.
I didn't watch it, but I've seen clips of that one.
What's the other one
liked it.
where it's Paradise Fortune or something?
Lost Paradise.
No, it's the one where people are dead.
People
Like
are
they come
dead.
into like a room and then they have to like.
Gantz.
Is that what it is?
They die and there's a black sphere in the room and they're all in black suits.
No.
Oh, okay,
No.
never mind.
Gantz though, that one's called
That
Gantz.
one's called
Gantz.
Gant. There's
Gantz.
another one that's called like
Really
Paradise something, and the idea is that when they're dead and they're in limbo, and when they get there they have to play a game, and the game then reveals the type of person they were.
Oh, yeah, and it has like a dude with like a
With like white hair, and
white hair,
everything
sharp
else.
teeth, kind
Yes.
of. Yeah,
Okay.
And they say
I didn't watch it.
it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it a lot. If you really if you like gambling animes, there's a couple of really good ones.
Yes. Oh, jeez.
What's
the main one on Netflix and it's really good.
I forget its name.
I'm so I can't remember.
You can look it up
Yeah.
online. Literally, it's the number one thing. It's where it's a high school full of just people who are gambling addicts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I may
Rich,
have probably
wealthy
scrolled
families.
past that.
It's-
I was
really,
looking at
really
animes on Netflix.
Yeah, it's really good.
The movies I've seen that I loved was Summer Wars. It was really good.
Um,
I really like that
You know,
one.
you know what's funny? Do you like Digimon the movie?
Yeah, it's the same
That's why.
animation. Yeah,
That's why.
I love it. And plus,
Yeah,
the
it is.
concept alone was just really cool.
What's that one about?
That
I
one's
haven't, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, that was really good. Basically, it's about this kid that gets invited to the popular girl's house over the summer because she wants to present to him that they are gonna get married because her family is very pushy and they're trying to arrange marriage with her, but she doesn't want to marry the guy that they have planned for her to marry. So she just invites this nerdy dude that he's just really smart, really well known and stuff like, but he's very shy at the same time. And he goes over to her house in the country. They live in the country in Japan and stuff like that. And basically what happens is that there is a virus program that uses his ID to go into like this like video game meta world that they built. They use his password and stuff, and he gets framed and blamed for it as well too. That basically this virus is taking over everything, and it's going to use nuclear launch codes to bomb Japan and stuff like that.
So basically, the plot of Digimon the movie.
Basically, it's the same thing, but it's so cool.
It's a movie?
It's
a movie.
Okay,
It's
I'm gonna-
It came out like 3
Summer
years
Wars?
ago. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
I
watch
watched
that.
My buddy showed me that.
It's super funny because that movie came out, and I think like 3 or 4 months later, that's when One Piece Red came out. And I thought it was so funny because I took Justin to go see Summer Wars.
Yeah.
Because it has all that singing in it.
Yeah.
And then I took Justin to go see One Piece Red. And then he went,
A lot of singing.
yeah, he was like, do anime movies just have a lot of singing in it? And I go, no, it just happened to be these two. Like there was just a lot of singing in both.
It's not bad. It's really good.
No,
in Summer Wars, it's really well done.
Yeah, it's really well done. I think you're
Very
really
emotional.
Like it. Yeah,
it's very.
I'm gonna watch
I
that.
still get
Crunchyroll?
weepy every time.
It
You
is
can watch it
on
on
Cr- it is
Crunchyroll,
on
but I
Crunchyroll,
bought
yeah.
it on Vudu because I just wanted to have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one I watched was I forgot. It's
Sumone is good.
it's a classic story. It's the one where basically it's two people, a boy and a girl. They fall in love, but they're in two different timelines for when a comet falls on Earth. Well, the guy's in like the timeline before it falls, and
That
the girl is in.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, and the girl is like in it, but after it falls. And
It's
stuff.
the
And
lake house.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched that when I was with my friends in Utah. We watched that, and I was like, "Oh God, what is this one?" And then my friend told me it, and I immediately bought it on Vudu.
That's the thing with anime. Anime is so
Anime movies are really
Anime
good.
movies
Yes.
are anime movies are really, really good. That's
Yeah.
why I'm really excited for you to see the Jujutsu Kaisen movie.
I know. I need to watch.
Because
I'm
that
gonna
movie
watch that
is
this
super
weekend.
good.
I keep forgetting about that, but I'm gonna.
Yeah,
And now talking about it, I want to watch anime now. Like I'm in this anime kind of bug.
Hell yeah.
That's always that one's always really good.
Yeah.
If you had to recommend one anime that you're watching right now, what would it be? Like, what are you watching right now?
Right
You're
now?
like, oh man, somebody's gotta watch it.
Toradora.
Which is that one?
Toradora is a slice of life. I forget the trope, but the girl's really mean to the guy, but she secretly likes him, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's about a high schooler, really quiet guy, and he's called the Beast or something like that along the lines. And that's just what people are scared of him.
Okay.
And then there's the shortest girl in school, and they call her Tiger, and like she's just a hothead and all this thing, and she has a crush on him, and the way that their relationship kind of develops and like what you get at the end, great payout, great story. Like the characters are all there where they need to be in order for it not to feel like something over the top and like anime, but like very grounded and real. And I like that. It's just the medium itself is anime. And
That's
like
cool.
it's one of my favorite like slices of life, like romance animes.
I'm really enjoying. I was once an adventurer, and now I take up a lonely life in the country.
Is that a newer one?
It's a newer one where it's an isekai where he gets basically teleported into like just the. Oh, or no, I'm sorry. That's a different one. But what was it? I took some time and I became like a sales dealer in the side of the country. I really like that one because he was once a member of the Heroes Party. He gets rejected and then becomes a shop dealer. And I really enjoy it. It's really nice because you end up finding out that the hero is his sister.
Yeah.
And
would that be a slice of life kind of thing?
not necessarily because there's still a lot of action into it.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But
See, I like certain slice of life animes, but with a different spin.
oh wow.
So, if you see anything like that, send it my way. I do enjoy watching animes with slice of life, but with a little
The one I think you'd really like,
Yeah.
not a slice of life, but I think you like Shangri-La.
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 That one sounds a little familiar.
It just came out like this year.
Okay.
Shangri-La is kind of like Sword Art, where it's a guy playing a video game,
Mm-hmm.
but the idea is he loves playing trash video games. So he's all about the glitching.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so the idea is that he goes into what he would call a AAA title.
Yeah.
And there's no glitching, no anything like
Yeah.
that. But because he's gotten his body so used to these movements that are out of norm, he's now a glass cannon. Where, like all of his abilities are just like super out of control, and he's basically just dealing with this game, and it's hilarious.
Okay.
It's really, really good because he keeps on running into like all these rare occasions, like these rare instances in the game, and nobody else knows about it. Nobody else knows how he's doing it, and it's so good.
Right place, right time.
Right place, right time. It's super fun.
Plot armor.
Really quick before we kind of just want to
We should close out the anime talk.
So what I
Which
wanted,
an hour,
the
man.
only thing I wanted to kind of talk about mainly was Mel Brooks and Josh Gad are working on Spaceballs 2.
Really?
What?
Wow.
What is it called? What was the other one that I wanted to get into?
I'm surprised like other people are not involved in that, like Patton Oswalt.
So far, they're the two that are like heading it.
Okay. I would love if Patton Oswalt would be.
Josh Gad.
Yeah.
I think if they wanted to do it with the new sequels, there's plenty.
Yeah.
I think.
He's a huge Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah.
He's a huge nerd. Yeah.
Matthew Modine hit Prime Video because Prime Video put up Full Metal Jacket,
Oh, okay.
but they took off Born to Kill on the helmet.
Oh, what they put on instead? They
was just a blank helmet.
Yeah, they
Really?
just took it out.
Oh man.
So Matthew Modine hit him back and said, "Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Why would you deface the poster?" So then Prime Video put it back up.
Okay, I was gonna check it out. They did it.
No, yeah. So Matthew Modine had messaged about it on Twitter,
Yeah.
and then it turned into a giant thing.
Yeah.
Because if you guys don't know, Matthew Modine was the actor who played Joker
Yes.
in Full Metal Jacket.
He was also in Dark Knight Rises.
Yes, he was.
Yes.
From Soft has said that.
Oh, he plays Papa in Stranger Things.
He does?
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I'm trying to like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
More recently, he's in
He's Papa. Yeah. You are like Papa.
FromSoft has said that.
Here's a ketchup pack. Give yourself a nosebleed.
What was it? FromSoft said that they will, as long as Mikazuki is heading. Miyazaki is in charge of the company at FromSoft.
Yeah.
He will not be laying anybody off.
Nice.
Cool.
All staff will keep their jobs and they will be making games.
Yay.
Not only that, but also he is a masochist because he said that this is the new DLC that they're releasing for Elden Ring is going to be the hardest that he has ever made.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Dang.
That he was pushing the boundaries on what is acceptable for difficulty among his players.
That's funny.
I'm excited.
I mean, already 60% of the people who have Elden Ring on Steam will not be able to access the DLC because you need to beat these two bosses.
Yeah, have you seen that?
No.
So Elden Ring is releasing a DLC.
Yeah.
But 60 only like 40% of players have beaten the two bosses required to actually play the DLC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So 60% of the players that own the game, mind you, that's millions, hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah. Wow.
Cannot play it on day one.
Nope.
They have to then.
And that's just
go
on
and do
Steam.
it. Yeah, that's just on Steam.
That's not even on like the PlayStation. These aren't getting pulled from PlayStation
consoles,
or yeah.
No console releases
Hilarious. They put prerequisites that but they were both like kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah.
So if you didn't go hunting for them, you weren't going to find them.
You didn't have to hunt for Radon. You had to fight Radon to progress the story. Moog was more like one of those bosses. He's there. You could, yeah, but you didn't need to beat him to finish the main game. Radon, you did.
Yeah.
But even Rodon, some people didn't finish. He was too difficult. People were saying that Rodon was too difficult.
Yeah, Mog too. That they even like patched and they made the specific item for that specific boss just to make it easier. That fight really easy.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah.
Last two things. My Adventures with Superman issue number 4 cover pays homage to Dragon Ball Z issue 26 and creator Akira Toriyama.
Oh.
It shows Superman in the same position as Goku is, where he's like waving.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool.
And they did it as an homage to Akira Toriyama for his passing.
Dang.
And then lastly, Dungeons and Dragons is releasing a brand new player's handbook.
Oh, really?
So what the community is calling it is because it's
It's
5th
not
edition.
a new edition. Oh, okay, it's still 5th.
It's still 5th edition, but they're calling it 5.5.
Yeah.
Reason being,
Yeah.
they are releasing new classes, new species, new spells, new feats, new monsters, They basically just went through the player's handbook and rebuilt the entire thing from the ground up. They also made it more streamlined so that way you could build characters, that way you could help players out. Monster manual. They actually added a monster manual inside of the player's handbook. There is no monster manual in the original.
Oh.
But I do like what they did. They didn't put everything. It was common knowledge for these monsters.
Yeah.
So if you read the monster manual
Yeah.
inside of it, you're like, oh, okay, cool. I know this, and this. But there is more inside of the DM's one.
Okay.
So this would very much be like common things where you would find them, what they look like, different stuff like that.
No resistances. No way to what their weaknesses
Yes,
are. No.
it's just basic stuff, like basic stats.
The difference between a gold, a bronze, and a copper dragon.
Absolutely.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
Not only that, but then also what they were then saying is that they're adding new feats. So they're adding new feats, just as an example I was telling you earlier. So they have new feats like for fighters where if you have a specific weapon that you like this is my weapon, these are mine. You would then have a feat that you can then acquire that you would then do extra damage because you're using your weapon. They're also making more things with the spells. They haven't released all the spells yet, and they've been releasing a new video every day for the last 5 days.
Oh, cool.
Of new things that are on.
Like their spotlights?
Their spotlights.
Oh, cool.
So they've been going through the manual little by little, just kind of every single day. There's like a 20 to 30 minute video that they've been releasing.
On the official
On their official
YouTube?
On their official YouTube.
Okay.
And they've been kind of burning through it. But yeah, and then not only that, but also they're streamlining the entire customization. So they're streamlining how to make a character, how to build. Because some people get kind of upset when they're making characters and they make it a little complicated.
When people ask me when it comes into D&D, I go, it's fun. But the one thing that, because this happened to me, the one thing that's overwhelming and stressful is building a character. Building the character, because you got to look at the stats, you got to look at what your character is going to be, what they can do.
Yeah.
And then you got to look into what else your character can do moving forward and stuff like that. But I'm glad that they're mainstreaming it more palatable for newer people and stuff.
Yeah, because unfortunately, it's really hard because when you're saying, "Oh, I want to play D&D," you then get this book and people kind of just throw it at you and go make a character.
Yeah,
and it sounds a lot harder than it actually is. I'm really glad that they're now trying to go, okay, let's take away all of the difficulty from it and let's just make streamlined characters. How do we streamline it? How do we do everything else? Not only that, but also for the people that are less creative. Yeah. Because that's another thing too. Is that maybe you don't come up with a good backstory or anything like that. Because a backstory is everything. Anybody who's ever played D&D or anything else, backstory is 100% everything.
It's all storytelling.
Exactly. I mean, that's the greatest thing about Dungeons and Dragons. It's storytelling. It's great storytelling. But they streamlined it in a way where now they have a list of things so that way you can then add it to your backstory. So you can then say, what is your backstory? And then it has 100 different things. And then you roll a D100, lands. That's my backstory. And then it has this. And then it goes, a loved one was murdered by your villain. Yeah. Cool.
All right.
Roll again. Which one?
Yeah, who's my villain?
Who's my villain? Who's this? Who's that?
Yeah.
And basically you just can roll on it and it's like, awesome. This is my backstory. This is where this is where I lie. This is everything else. These are the factions I'm with. And it's a lot less, I don't know who this is.
You have to do research and
see
who they're affiliated with not to piss people off.
Some people go off of even characters that they like in other mediums. You know, you can easily make a character that resembles Batman. Yeah. You can make a character that resembles even anime characters. Like, you know, you can even do Todoroki. You can you can do characters just even from just movies as well too. You know, and it's not hard. No. It's not hard. You just got to work into it.
One of my favorites is I love Mass Effect. So I ended up making Urgnot Rex.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
As a character. Yeah. And I named him Urgnot Rex. I just named him Urgnot Rex straight out.
Yeah.
And then one of my buddies is like, well, what exactly are you? And I'm like, I'm a Dragonborn. Because they don't have, Krogan.
No. Yeah.
So I looked through and I was like, what's the closest to a Krogan?
Yeah.
A Dragonborn.
Yeah.
Closest thing to it. And then he was like, well, what is Urgnot? And I'm like, let's do this. So I made my own clan. I made this whole thing. I made it. And then he was like, okay, cool. Well, in the world, no one's really heard of an Urgnot. Like, what exactly is that? And I was like, they're the baddest clan that ever existed. And they've just been getting hunted and wiped out. Like, when you reach the title of Urgnot, that means that you're one of the baddest fighters in the world. So people have been hunting them to take that title from them.
The number one headband.
Kind of like the
Samurai Champloo. That's cool.
Kind of like that. And they were like, oh my God, that's so sick. And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, so your character has the Urgnot title. And I go, yeah. So my DM was kind of like, all right, cool. Like, that kind of gives me stuff to do because there were times when we would be in places and then he would then see like the Urgnot symbol on my armor. And then somebody would then challenge me to like a duel. And it would be like a one-on-one fight. And then it would always be like all of my teammates would go, my members of the party would then go like, we're here to fight with you. And it's like, no, it's against my honor. I got to take this guy on one by one. And it's like, oh man, this is sick. And so it was like a nice little, like, I made this thing for myself. Yeah. It was a nice little challenge and everything else. So that's what I mean, though, is that I resembled it to that, but then I morphed it and changed it. I have my other character is just Aang.
Oh, yeah?
He's the avatar, but he's an elephant.
He's an elephant.
An elephant?
I made him an elephantine avatar.
So kind of like Ganesh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay. All right.
But the idea is that he's he is an elephant that doesn't have his memories.
Yeah.
So imagine having the power of the 4 elements, but not remembering how you got it.
And elephants have absurdly great memory.
Exactly.
So,
So it's already
I love the redundancy. Yeah.
It's already a play on
The
itself,
redundancy,
but
yeah.
not only that, but also the fact that he weighs over 500 pounds, and he can run on walls, he can run on water, he can fly through the air, and he's just like super agile and everything else.
Super light when he's doing
super
that?
light and
Oh
everything
my God,
else,
that's
and it's
so cool.
super funny. And then, and the idea that we had for it was that my character his name is Sirax. The idea that we did was, oh yeah, he was cursed. That is why he's an elephant. So all of his memories have been sent through his like emotional spectrums, and the emotional spectrum has become physical, and they are now villains that I need to fight in my world.
Okay.
So in order for me to get my memories back and to turn back into whatever I was before, I have to defeat anger. I have to defeat greed. I have to defeat all these other things. And as I do that, I then get my personality back.
Yeah.
But what my buddy did though is he goes, every single time you beat one of these, I'm gonna give you a new aspect of bending.
Yeah.
So I've already gotten metal bending. I've gotten chi blocking.
Yeah.
I've gotten all these other things. So it's really, really fun to go like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh, okay, cool. I got blood bending, which is like super fun.
Oh wow.
D&D.
D&D is so much fun.
It is.
D&D, I think
there's no limitations.
There's no limitation, and I love it so much just because like there's been a session because as chi blocking, it was chi blocking and chi stealing. Is what he gave me.
Okay.
So essentially what I can do is I can tap somebody and use key points to lock them. Then I can then pull the chi out of them and put it in myself for 3 turns.
Oh wow.
And essentially I can take their entire spell book and put it into myself.
Their entire spell book.
Whole spell
Do
book.
they have to beat like a save? Do you have to beat like a
They have
saving
to,
throw?
They have to beat
or
like a certain saving throw.
Okay.
And I have like the amount of their spell book. But whatever I use, they no longer have.
they lose it outright?
They lose it outright.
Oh damn!
But the other part that was really fun, though, is because I was fighting a group of mages.
That sounds broken.
So I was fighting a group of mages. I found one mage that was right in the front. And then as he's trying to do like a spell, I ran up, went pa, 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 and then pulled it out of him. And then he then goes like, he tries to do fireball on you, and nothing happens. And then I'm like, so he goes, it's your turn. What do you want to do? And I go, try to do this. And you just see him go, and he goes, I would like to cast fireball. And just drop fireball
On the whole squishies, on all the squishies.
Yeah, and he's just like, that's exactly what you did. That's what you're going to do. Or they had like their own paladin. I was able to do it on him, and I was able to steal his healing points and heal
That's pretty
myself.
interesting. Damn, that just sounds really, really broken.
It's so much fun though. It's so fun
So
to do.
broken.
That's besides the point. D&D is fun.
D&D.
That's what I've learned in my travels is that D&D is fun.
I miss playing D&D.
I know. I need to get back to playing D&D. We only have maybe 10 minutes, if that. So
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about it a little bit. Last thing,
Look at
also,
Sean's here.
yeah, Sean's here. Also, Penguin got a new trailer.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It looks fun.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's coming out in September. Have fun.
Yeah.
But my big thing was that with The Acolyte still coming out, Sean, you were watching it because nobody else on the podcast is, besides me.
It's on the TV. I got my laptop. I'm
But
looking.
but you're watching it.
I'm
You know
watching
what
it, yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And my big thing was that because when we came in today, you had a very different outlook of it than I did. Because I'm enjoying the show. I think it's good. I feel that some of the criticisms on it are unfair, and the hate is unfair. You, on the other hand, were not necessarily agreeing 100%, but you do think that a lot of the things, there's some things that they didn't need to add.
Some are worth merit, yeah, and then others are like, okay, you're just beating a dead horse at this point.
Yes.
There's no in between. It's either it's fantastic or it's the biggest piece of dog turd in the world,
Yes.
and it's like, well, yes and no. It's not just like that, and I see where people are getting mad about it. I'm like, big thing for me was I did not like the pacing. The pacing was so drawn out.
And you know what? I tend to agree with you. I do agree that the pacing is not great.
That's why I just started opening. I was on TikTok at one point while I was trying to watch it, and I'm like, I'm gonna get something done, and I'm like, it got to that point where I'm like looking at my phone.
The problem is that I do feel like this is a show that would have benefited more from streaming. I mean, from binging.
I totally agree.
Because I feel like this and Ahsoka both just need to be released. Like, they should have just been released all at once, and then you could binge it. Because when you have this pacing, this like slow burn of a pace, it really affects it when I have to go week to week.
Yeah.
Whereas this pacing because this is honestly, this does kind of have the same pacing as like shows like Stranger Things or anything else. Stranger Things has a slow pacing. It's very slow in pace.
No, it does, because I just got done rewatching it,
but there's a lot going on with characters.
No, that's the thing, and I think that's what makes you get into Stranger Things, is just you're kind of watching just what the characters are going to do next.
And I understand what you mean by there's a lot going on with characters, but I would have to say in these shows there's a lot going on with characters too, but it gets stalled because of the separation of time.
Yeah.
Of you having to stop week to week. Whereas for like a show like Stranger Things,
you can binge them.
I can binge it, and then I get past this little like slow episode, and I get to the meat and potatoes faster.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this works because what I was explaining last week is that this is an homage to a Kurosawa movie. That's what this entire show is. It's an homage to a Kurosawa movie where the idea is that a crime has been taking place and it's coming from different points of view. That works in a movie.
Yeah.
It struggles in a show.
Big time.
It does, because you're doing episodically.
Yeah. And you kind of lose interest in the mystery.
Yeah.
You do lose interest in the mystery. Or you start to catch on because I'm left with too much information that allows me to kind of go,
make your own.
I can make my own deductions
of what's going on. Yeah.
And anybody with half a brain, most likely, usually you're on point, and everything else. But that's the one thing I'm interested about this show. It's good. I don't understand the criticism from it where people are saying the acting is bad.
It is.
Where? Who on who is
Trinity?
it bad?
Episode 1, Trinity. I don't know how much they paid her, but I feel like she's going to be firing her publicist or her agent, her talent agency, whatever, because this is the same kind of terrible acting that I saw in the Matrix Revolutions, or the newer one with Keanu. Yeah. That was terrible. Exact same what she's doing. Resurrection. Thank you.
But that's okay.
And these are two different.
I get that
franchises.
I feel
same
like
garbage.
That's just her. I feel like that's her putting in a bad performance.
She is a great actress. She is.
No, she is. Yeah.
And I don't know if it's. I don't think it's her fault. I think it's the direction. That movie, Resurrections, god awful. God awful. They didn't know what they were going.
It was a weak movie.
That was the direction.
It's a very weak movie.
That was the direction, and now you see the exact same direction that's going on with the Acolyte, and you're seeing an actress of this caliber, and it's a snooze fest. The fighting choreography was okay, but like give me something more than just collapse to the ground and you got a knife that doesn't even look like it fully penetrated you, and you're gonna have them fall over like this. Extenuate the entire scene where now it's just her on the floor in this really terrible fake acting, like I'm gonna fall and I'm dead.
Yeah, it's very overdramatized.
How much money has gone into this show? Like 300 million something an episode. Probably. You don't see none of that in the butt. I don't see jack spit. The costumes look terrible.
I like the costumes.
The set design. Terrible. Very lackluster.
Okay.
Flat. Not believable. This is like something I can see at Disneyland. This is not something. Yes. The quality of the facades and the props are at a caliber that you can see at a theme park. This is something that is on screen, doesn't need to last that long. Make it look better.
The problem I feel some people are having, for one, is they don't like the new lights. They don't like the new style of the lightsabers because they're thicker.
The lightsaber whip, I thought that's That's pretty cool.
Well, the lightsaber
Very
The lightsaber
impractical.
whip hasn't really shown up yet.
No, that's something we're gonna have. That's a cool idea, but
I know. But
how are they gonna make that?
my big thing for it is that the lightsabers are a little thicker, and the reason being is because they used to have the battery pack in their shirts, like in the collars, and now it's actually everything's in the blade. So it has to be bigger in order to hold the blade, in order to hold it. And their explanation is that it's 100 years before the events of this. Technology hasn't advanced. It's thicker. There you go.
With that statement, though, yet we have hyperdrive. We have,
but it's kyber crystals.
It's still technology.
It's a kyber crystal.
At that point, that's semantics.
I understand that.
We have a sentient toilet, but it doesn't wipe your butt.
You know what? In all fairness, it's kind of like what was it, Spy Kids, where it's like it does this, it does everything.
It doesn't tell time.
It doesn't tell time.
But mine does.
So much stuff to put in. There was no room for the clock.
Yeah.
And then Gary Giggles is like, it has everything what you have is on my wrist. It even tells time.
Yes.
And, okay, here's my thing though. Okay, I'll give it to you. The beginning. Okay. My
It's a
thing.
slow burn.
It's a slow burn. Yeah.
And the acting's bad.
Here's my thing though. Is it
Just
bad?
garbage.
Or because you're up to date, did you also? I feel that given more time on screen with these characters, because I do actually like her in the third episode.
Who?
Which Trinity, the girl who plays Trinity, she is better in episode 3.
She is, yeah.
So my thinking is that and this goes into that whole if I could binge it. It'd be a lot better.
It'd be better, yes.
Because it would then explain
they shot themselves in the foot a bit.
Why she is like the way that she is. Because in episode 3, she's not acting the same way that she's acting in episode 1. She doesn't have that same performance. It's a different performance. And that's what I'm also saying for all the other ones too. My big thing is that I am enjoying this. I hate the fact that everybody is taking it for face value of what this is, because everybody's going like, it's a Sith. How are we gonna be dealing with Sith? They said that Sith didn't exist for almost 1,000 years. We haven't had interactions with Sith, and now we have interactions with Sith, and everything.
You made a good point.
Yes.
You specifically.
And I think it's a red herring.
Yeah.
I do think it's a red herring, because you automatically know. Because as the viewer, we see a red lightsaber and we're like, Sith.
Yeah.
Sith. The Jedi see red lightsaber, Sith. So they're going to do everything that we feel that they're going to do with a Sith. It's the same thing as like The Inside Job or any of these like heist movies or anything like that. Yeah. Or even Die Hard. Hans Gruber knew exactly what the FBI's playbook was. And I know as soon as I say that I'm a terrorist, this is what's going to happen. Yeah. They're going to turn off the power. They're going to turn off the magnetism inside the vault, and we're going to get all of our money. Yeah. I feel that Sith are a red herring. They are not actual Sith. Yeah. They are a Force user who is manipulating a hurt little girl into his plan. And his plan is specifically marked for those 4 Jedi. And that's where it is.
What was the Jedi's name? The one that was in the force field bubble.
Tommen?
Tommen?
No, I don't remember his name, but he played Tommen in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy. He's the one that threw himself out the window. Yeah, he throws himself out the window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the same actor.
Oh.
It's the same actor who played Tommen.
Tommen, was it Lannister?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
It's the same guy, but he's just older. He's just a little older now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's my big thing, though, is that I feel that's what's going on. So because that way, canonically, it makes sense. Of going, we haven't dealt with Sith.
Yeah.
Because technically, we haven't dealt with Sith.
Yeah.
We dealt with a Force user, and I think his ultimate goal is killing Soul.
Yeah.
What was it? The main Jedi that we're trying to get. I think that's his ultimate goal, and I do feel.
I wonder if they're going to explain why. Yeah, why? Where's the connection lying with them?
I think it is the guy that's helping May. They're connected somehow. Soul and him, and he's out to kill Soul. But how do I mark it as instead of I just murdered a Jedi, I murdered a group of Jedi, and it's a bigger conspiracy because then the Jedi are looking for a bigger conspiracy than there actually is.
Yeah.
Because if I need to murder somebody, isn't it easier if I murder 4 people and then I can actually hide my true intentions of why I'm trying to murder this person? So that's where I'm going with it. Is that I feel it's more complicated and more complex.
We're making it out than it's
And
something
everybody's
it's
taking
not.
it at face value.
I could see that.
And because the direct, and not only that, but also I get it. Some people they hate this show because they don't have Star Wars fans in the writing room.
They're not respecting.
But here's the thing, though. I understand that. But I also understand where she was coming from. She wasn't saying that we did whatever we wanted to do. She said, I had fans in the room, but I also made sure to hire people that were not fans of Star Wars. They didn't know a whole lot about Star Wars. They knew the bare minimum. And the reason why they were there is to keep our story straight. That's what they were there for. They were there to make our story good.
They failed at. Which they failed at.
You know what? But we don't know that, though.
You can look at the audience score.
The
critic score.
This is why I'm saying no.
I mean,
This is why I'm saying no. The story isn't done yet.
It's not.
Their story isn't done. And I can't say it's a bad story without getting the proper reveal and having an ending to their story.
You're halfway through a poop sandwich. Do you want to eat the other half, or do you want to not eat the other half?
At this point, I don't feel like it's a poop sandwich, though. Is it an undercooked burger? Maybe. But it's not a poop sandwich because you know why? There is good stuff that's in it. There's very interesting things that are in it as well for Star Wars lore. Not only that, but also I do like seeing where the Jedi are without going directly to... Because all of Jedi, we've only gone with the High Council. What is the High Council doing? We've never seen what everybody else in the Jedi Order is kind of doing.
Didn't they explain that in the newest book series that they put out like 2-3 years ago? The High Order or the High Council?
Well,
Star Wars.
That's the High Council. Yeah, and that's where Yoda and Obi-Wan and everything else.
No, I thought this was like way in the past.
There was a High Council there, but technically the Jedi Council that was there, that is the High Council.
Okay.
That is the top of the line. Like
they
make decisions for everybody.
And
technically that would be where like Yoda is.
Yeah.
Technically Yoda is alive at this point.
Yeah.
He's alive. So this is basically everything else. This is primarily us going to the Senate. This is us going over everything that's going on in the Jedi Council and kind of running everything that's going on in the galaxy. Whereas this council, the smaller council, is much more of like internal matters. Mm-hmm. You know, they're dealing with this incident that's going on right now. My thing is that there is a lot that's interesting. There is this idea of, okay, I'm interested to see how the Jedi got to the point in the prequels where they were hyper vigilant against, the council and not the council, the Senate, and they were trying to kind of like do everything else, and they became less of peacekeepers and more generals. Yeah. So I do want to see that, and you can kind of see where they're getting a little bit more involved in this show. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but also I do like seeing these yin and yang stories because that is what Star Wars is. George Lucas loved Japanese movies. He loved Kurosawa movies. He loved anime. He loves anime. He loves all these other things. This show is quintessential, is those things put into a Star Wars world. And it's all the way in the past, so it doesn't affect the things that are happening in the main story in our time of Star Wars.
As of now, it seems.
But
it seems
not,
like
though.
Yes, because you even when I showed you how old Kiarumundi was, and he was originally like 70 years old, and that is how old he was in either Revenge of the Sith or it was the Clone Wars. But regardless, the fact that he's 70 in this point in time, and now we're making him even older, he should not, for one, have been in it. he shouldn't have been, because this is already even 100 years before that. So I don't know if it's like, so technically he's 30 years unborn or he's 170 years unborn.
That's my thing though, is that okay, so if you want to, I feel like those things though.
Where's the justification for that? Because I don't see it.
I feel like it's very small though. I feel like bringing Kiarimundi into this situation is very small.
So I mean, if you're gonna do it, at least I don't care what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do it, have it make sense. Don't contradict yourself.
But I feel like they haven't contradicted
challenge yourself
themselves.
as a writer.
How have they contradicted themselves though already? Where is the contradiction? Because as of right now, them just saying, you know what, instead of Kiarimundi being 71, he's 171. There you go. Him being 71 was old lore in the legends. Mm-hmm. We don't have to make him 71 anymore. We make him old.
That wasn't Legends though, because
but I mean,
Revenge of the Sith was.
They can change people's ages all they want. Where
it's not that? It's not the action. It's the lack of action that they are doing to make it work. If that is what you want to do, go for it. But at least put in some effort into the writing and actually have it. If that's the direction you want to go, do it by all means. I'm not saying no. Just make it work.
I think if that's the case, then everybody's still. If you are having such a hard time with Kiarimundi just being 100 years older, if that's the case, would you have cared if it was Yordle?
Yordle? No. Well, maybe.
Why?
Because their life expectancy is a lot different. The way they age is a lot different. I mean,
because that would have been 100 years back.
Yeah, but I mean, 100 years. How old is Grogu? Grogu's like 200 something years old.
No, he's not. He's 50.
He's 50.
Because that's what he was looking for, a middle-aged man.
Okay. So just within the 50 years time, that's already less. That's half of 100, and Grogu looks like that. That 50 years time time affects that race differently. So of course, that's gonna be it's not gonna be the same as a race that is aging differently than Kiarimundi does. He should look older then. So why is it that we see him for all these movies, for all these episodes of Clone Wars and stuff like that, and now don't even, I mean, the makeup job looked really bad for Kiarimundi. He didn't really look that good. That's why I say the budget isn't even there.
Honestly, I feel like that's a lot of nitpicking. It's a lot of nitpicking because when you're looking at the overall show and everything else, a lot of these details are so small. It's a lot of really small things. Like I know some people are getting upset where they're saying Kiarimundi shouldn't be there. For one, when Qui-Gon Jinn says, I believe it was a Sith Lord who was on Tatooine. Mm-hmm. Kiarimundi is the first one that says the Sith have been around for 1,000 years. And everybody's like, oh, why is he involved? Why is he here? Because then he would have known that there was Sith involved in this situation. Mm-hmm. For one, we just know that it is a Force-using assassin. Mm. Not a Sith. Not a master, not an apprentice, just a Force assassin. That's all we know. We also know that based off of everything else, you have other Force users in the world, because they already showed that with the witches. They already showed that with the witches of Dathomir. There is different forms of using the Force, and there's different cultures that use the Force. The Lazat have it as well, because they call it the Ashta. Different cultures have different ways of calling the Force and using the Force. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about it like that, there isn't just one way of doing it. As much as I hate it when Rene does it, it is like different forms of religion. Mm-hmm. It's different forms of religion, all calling the same thing different things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a wide galaxy. So all over the galaxy, they could be calling the Force one thing. Just because the Jedi call it the Force does not mean that Rene is going to call it the same thing.
Yeah. I can call it the thread.
I can call it the thread. Yeah. I can call it, the Tinklebama. Mm-hmm. I don't. It doesn't really.
The Tinklebama.
The Tinklebums are strong with you.
I can feel your Tinklebama getting
So,
growing.
and this is what I mean by showing why it makes things more interesting in the Star Wars universe, because it is showing us this. It's showing us that the Jedi are only one version of the Force. They are not the be-all, end-all. No. And they shouldn't be.
They're not the definitive, Force users.
Because in all fairness, they're terrible at their jobs.
They are.
Yeah.
That Jedi's and Acolytes, yes.
The Jedi and Acolytes, the Jedi in the prequels, the Jedi in general.
It's all radical because they would basically be like, "Oh, you're part of the Force. Get out of here."
Yeah, or
you're
have
evil.
And not only that, but also you have to be a Jedi now.
And then
you have to be.
And then
we're taking you, and you're going to now go with us to our temple, and we're going to teach you how to become a Jedi and protect the galaxy. And if you don't come with us, you're going to become a Sith.
Yeah. Or if you teeter-totter to the dark side, get out of here.
But it's also the same thing too, because the Jedi don't follow their own rules either, because they say that a Sith is the only one that works in absolutes, whereas the Jedi do too. The Jedi do work in absolutes.
Yeah.
So this whole thing of like contradictions, it's happening all over the place. It's the same thing that would happen all the time in like Dragon Ball Z with Akira Toriyama. You would forget, you change things, you do everything else, and you know what? Sometimes we forget that an entire character exists, and we just move on with our lives. Yeah. My big thing is that the story is deeper and the story is more entertaining than people are giving it to, and they're getting very upset over the little things.
Now the question is, do I watch the last 4 in one go, or do I just watch it episodically like I have been now?
In all fairness, I would say wait until it's done.
That's what I'm doing. I watched the first half of episode 1. It didn't draw me in, but I was like, I'll just wait, because I've been hearing both sides. I'll hear it's bad, then I'll hear it's good, then I'll hear it's meh, but then I hear it has potential and stuff. But
because here's my thing though, I am so tired of Star Wars lovers or anything, whether it be Batman or Superman or anything, of people automatically just pooping on a project.
Well, yeah, because one slight difference of anything,
and somebody poops on it.
Yeah.
Look at James Gunn's Superman. He released a still. It was a still image of Superman putting on his shoes and Brainiac in the back, and he was like, "Oh, this is all caught in one image. Ain't it cool?" And then the first thing people go is like, "This is stupid.
Where's Henry Cavill?
Yeah. Why isn't it this?" Joker came out. The Joker came out with Heath Ledger. This isn't my Joker. Yeah. Why isn't Jack Nicholson back? Why would we do this?
Yeah. Why'd you cast a pretty boy?
Why do we cast a pretty boy? Brokeback Mountain's not my Joker. Why is we do the same thing every single time?
Because it's an opinion, and it's an opinion. And if you're on a platform, if you're out there, whatever it is that you're making, and it's out there on display for everyone, doesn't matter if it's good or bad. The criticisms will always come, whether it's justified or unjustified. The fact that you're making a project and putting it out there is opening yourself to conversation.
And I understand that. But the thing is that it's the same thing as when people were going, dang, this season of Game of Thrones is good. I love this season of this is going to go down as the greatest season of Game of Thrones. And then the ending comes and everybody goes, what happened?
That was horse crap.
I know people who actually liked the last season, the last season of Game of Thrones, and I'm like, how? What was there to like?
But the thing is that I feel once the actual finished product comes out, like the actual ending, the season finale of this, then I can properly go, okay, that was bad. Like that, it's because now I get their full story. I get the full thing of what happened. This is weird because it's kind of working like a weird Knives Out situation where people are keeping things from other people. You're not entirely too sure. You're getting it from different points of view.
Yeah.
Different perspectives are intertangling with other perspectives.
The execution of that is not there though.
But here's what I mean though. Do you remember the show Haunting on Hill House?
Love it. Yeah.
Okay. If that show was episodic, would you have liked it?
No.
If each episode was coming out episode by episode, would you have liked it as much?
Probably, maybe. Honestly, it's hard for me to tell since I've already seen it in its entirety.
My thing is that if that show was coming out, I would have been so confused because it's coming out week to week. I would have forgotten
stuff that happened prior.
That's happened.
Now, if that's the case, I would have watched it episode to episode, but I would have wanted it to have been longer. So if it's I forget how long it was,
It's
but
like 9 episodes. It's like 10 episodes. I
okay,
think.
10 episodes. If they made it 22 episodes and that was the whole season of Haunting of Hill House, I totally would have been fine watching it episodically.
Okay.
Because now that there's more time for the, and even if it's not going like a full 35 to 45 minutes, if it's somewhere in between, I would have been fine, because the storyboard would have been there. They would have had everything laid out, and they know, okay, this arc of the first season, we're going to be talking on these topics. It may not make sense now, but when we get to the second half of it, 3 episodes in, the 5 episodes are going to make sense. And then it slowly begins how they incorporate it into the fold. And that's just not being seen
I know,
here.
but that's what I mean, though, is that if you look back at like shows like Lost, or any of these other things, Heroes, all these other shows that came out very episodically, but they're coming from different points of view and different perspectives and everything else, garbage. People were talking about them like they were garbage television.
I didn't really like
so
Heroes.
Terrible. I don't like it. I liked Heroes. Now, but here's my thing, though. Once the season came out and once it was finished, now mind you, I'm not saying that Acolyte is going to be at the level of Heroes or Lost or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that by the end of it, we got a clearer picture of what the story they were trying to tell.
Yeah.
I feel that you nitpicking a story for an age, or the fact that somebody doesn't, the fact that certain wording is there or anything like that, or the fact that there was a Wookiee Jedi. Because everybody was, I saw so many tweets.
I thought that was cool that we had a Wookiee Jedi.
It's not the first Wookiee Jedi we've ever had.
Yeah.
And people were going like, George Lucas said there would never be Wookiee Jedi. And then I was like, obviously you never watched Clone Wars because he put a Wookiee Jedi in it. But that's my thing, though, is that you're taking it for face value and you're not taking it for the full story. Because that is a really interesting idea of who's murdering these Jedi? Why are the Jedi being murdered? What is Saul hiding? What do Osha and Mai have to do with this? How did Mai survive? What happened to the sisters of that day? What did the Jedi do to want to die? Why did he take that oath? There's so many questions that haven't been answered in 4 episodes.
I
have one for you.
In the next 4 episodes, they're going to start unveiling.
Hopefully.
Hey, this is what I'm assuming, not in the next episode, but I'm pretty sure after that they're going to, because I'm pretty sure Soul is dying in the next episode. And then that's going to be kind of like the end of like the assassination, and then kind of revealing what's happening.
And imagine he's still alive. They're still alive.
If he is, that'd be interesting. But my big thing was, there's so many interesting concepts and ideas that are still up in the air that for people to just immediately go like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to Star Wars. I hate this. Oh, well, why is it that, why are all these women able to do this?
And I feel a lot of that animosity that people are having too is because they're being poked when people like directors and the producers are making statements. Hetero, cis, white, male, Star Wars has never been for you since the beginning. And when comments like that, they're making, and I don't care if I don't like that they're poking fun at somebody like that. Yeah. And now they're just antagonizing someone. And this is someone who is creating the project. So, of course, there's going to be that discourse, that backlash.
But the thing is that,
don't make fun of me. And what does my gender or my ethnicity
and I understand
for that comment to be being thrown at?
But what I feel like, it's super weird, though, because I do see, I saw the interview that the woman said, oh, yeah, I guess this is gay Star Wars.
With Charmaine Obation.
Yeah.
Or,
the thing was that she was asked a question of like, oh, you made this very like, you made gay Star Wars. Yeah. And then she goes,
she didn't want to say yes.
No, but she goes, I didn't think of it that way when I first made it, but I guess I did. Yeah. That was what she said.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things of like, I mean, I guess so.
And also people lie.
That's not what I would have went for, but yeah.
There's publicity involved as well.
And I get that, but the thing is that that's the actual quote. That's the quote that it was. Don't get me wrong. The one actor who confused Anakin with Luke.
That's hilarious, and I love how even his co-star. She's like, yeah, you should shut up.
Stop talking.
Stop. there had to have been a conversation like about that she probably brought up, but for him to do it a second time, and double down, it's like, you're a fucking. You're a joke.
153.
You're a joke. That's funny.
But anyway, so that's what I mean, though, is that, yes, things like that happen. People are dumb. But give the show a chance and let it finish. Once the show comes out, and let's say, okay, by the end of the show, you didn't like the whole suspense thing. You didn't like anything like that. And the ending you thought was dumb. Okay. But don't take your own baggage into a show and start ripping it from head to toe. Because my thing is that they've also started to attack the director. They've started to attack the actors. They've already started doing everything like that. And I feel like these Star Wars fans don't remember that this is what happens. We did it to Osam Best. They did it to Hayden Christensen. They did it to
what's her name from the second
Rose, the actor that played
Rose.
the actress that played Rose.
I forget her name.
This doesn't end well.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And all you do is you bring mental anguish to these actors. Yeah. They got a paycheck, and we're told to do something.
Yeah.
And act a specific way.
They're getting a paycheck at the end of the day. If you want to give criticism or any of this hate to anyone,
just go Disney. Okay, Disney made a bad product.
Yeah. Go to the producers and the executives. Give it to them. The people who are doing their job, being in this fantasy world as a fantasy character who does not exist, does not mean for you to be rude, belittle, or send them death threats.
Or you know what?
Sense.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
It's the easiest thing you could do.
That's what I
don't watch it. Don't give them your money.
Period.
Just don't give them your money.
Basically.
How now? You seeing this? How does this compare? Because I have not seen Andor, and I do want to see Andor.
Andor's amazing.
So, and Andor was in a sense an escape, breakout, mystery kind of show.
Andor, it's kind of a hard watch.
Yeah,
Andor is super good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard watch.
It's very slow.
Was it hard like it was in the like?
It's slow.
It's slow.
Really slow.
So it's like a whole heist thing, but it
more
takes,
sleuthy.
It takes like 3 episodes to get to where it needs to be.
That's the thing though. Andor had the same complaints in the very beginning, halfway through the season. People going, Andor sucks. Andor is boring. I don't know what's going on. They really need to get to the point. What is this? When is he going to become?
The payoff was there.
The payoff was worth it.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing with Ahsoka. Everybody was going like, man, I really don't care about these characters. Man, you really got to get to the point. Man, what is all these things?
So what was it that people were liking at the end of those 2 seasons, of those 2 shows?
By the end of Andor, you start getting closer to him because you get what's going on with the Empire and the normal people. Them doing, they're just imprisoning people for whatever. And then putting them in perpetual prison.
Cool.
And they're building, and that's how the Empire builds their empire. Is like,
OG Star Wars.
That's OG Star Wars.
So people like the OG Star Wars aspect of the end of Andor.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ahsoka, you then get to the bigger idea of we're going to have to battle Thrawn. Thrawn is coming. Thrawn is there. Not only that, but also we get Anakin back. And we get Clone Wars. We get Commander Rex. We get all these other things. And it's a more in-depth look into the Force. And that
retro Star Wars.
Retro Star Wars.
Good retro Star Wars. That's when it got good.
Exactly.
At the end of those shows. You have the good stuff of the OG Star Wars and the good stuff of the retro Star Wars.
Of Clone Wars. Of
yeah.
Clone Wars and the prequels.
Everything else that was not touching on that, people didn't like, people found boring. So there's a pattern. There's obviously topics that people do want to watch and that people do like, but they won't just outright give you all of that because they could do stories like that. But the fact that how these shows are being saved is that they do it at the end. They really make that payout. And shows should not be like that. Shows should be good from beginning to end.
But
every episode is a talking point.
But you were saying the same thing about Mandalorian. In the second season of Mandalorian,
I heard the 3rd season sucked terribly, and I heard Book of Boba was really bad.
Book of Boba was slow.
Book of Boba Fett is not as bad as people say it is.
When I heard about a moped scene, I'm like,
okay, the
mopeds?
moped's not great. The moped scene
when
is
I
not
heard
great.
the mopeds, I'm like, what on earth are people talking about? And I watched this,
in all
and I'm
fairness,
like, this is what the
it's a
new Star Wars is.
But no, that's a callback to George Lucas. 'Cause it's American Graffiti.
Okay.
But we're out of time.
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta end it here, guys.
We gotta end it
because we're just going in circles.
Yeah, but my big thing is go watch it. I can't wait for the end.
At the end of the day,
I'll
give the
wait
show
for
a
the
chance
finish.
after it's done to give your full review on it.
Yeah,
And if you don't, and then if you don't like it, don't watch it.
yeah,
That's
at the end of the day, you didn't like this Star Wars, or you don't like where Star Wars is going. Stop watching Star Wars.
Yeah. Just
You
There's
know
a
what?
lot of stuff
Find something
of
else.
different fandoms that we've watched over the
Check out
years that
Dune.
we don't like. Like Nick, we like DC, but we don't like the new Flash movie.
Oh, I think it's terrible.
Yeah, or the new Aquaman movie. And guess what? We choose not to watch those.
I just don't watch it.
We
Yeah.
just don't watch it.
But my thing is that if you are a Star Wars fan, well, you think you're a Star Wars fan, and you think I'm gonna bully, and
No.
I'm going to undermine, or I'm gonna hurt, or I'm going to throw hate at actors. Or
That's not a fan.
people that-
In the sense of
I
any
don't-
fandom, that is not being a
You're
fan. That is
in-
being a piece of garbage.
Yeah, and in all
that
fairness,
should not be condoned.
I don't
No.
want you as a fandom with me. You can get out. So, with that, let's go ahead and end. Sean, take it away.
Well, before we go, you guys can find us on.
Yeah, that. We can do that.
You guys can find us on Podbean, Spotify, and was Apple Music or Apple
It's Apple Pod.
Apple Podcasts at Keeping Up with the Nerds.
Yes.
And also go to our website, www.keepingupwiththenerds.com. Our socials at Keeping With Nerds on both IG and X.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, if you watch our video podcast on YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and comment down below what you guys enjoyed. Do you guys enjoy Acolyte? Do you guys not enjoy Acolyte? Should Nick not shave his head in the future?
It grew back really fast.
It grows back really fast, but a lot of people are a little opinionated on it.
Apparently, I can't shave my head.
It's a controversy.
Apparently, that's a controversy. I can't shave my head and or
with
beard.
that being said, this has been
Barbergate.
has been Keeping Up with the Nerds. Not Nick.
Sean.
Sean, I am tired. Sean, please sign us out.
This has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 202. My name is Sean.
Rene.
Nick.
Signing off from Undercity Comics. We'll see you all next time.
Bye.
See ya.